So you're telling me there's a chance?
Are you going to me?
I would certainly like to.
Hold it! Billy, I need your help, man. All right. Axel!
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
The world-class bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Bix, and with me tonight is American Ramrod coach, Kendo Chai.
Happy to be here on a wonderful Thursday evening. Talk about all sorts of crazy shit. And 3,786 milliliters equals a gallon. So there you go.
There's your fact of the night, folks. That is why we are officially an education institution and shouldn't have to pay taxes. But we are joined by the pinch hitter this evening, all the way from the place to be reviews, Wrestling with Horror, and in your heart, say hello to Pete Coin or Pete Daddy Dollar.
Thank you. It's good to be here. And I'm not just your pinch hitter. I am the chat's pinch hitter as well, folks. That's right, because that's how I started out here. And here I am, folks. I started out in the chat and worked my way up after all these years. Finally made it to the big leagues. And it's great to be here again. Episode 499, by the way, on the precipice of number 500. I'm very honored. And yeah, looking forward to a great show because we have some fun stuff to talk about.
Folks, we have all sorts of stuff to talk about tonight. First off, we're back on camera, so everything's taken care of. Better equipment. We're all set up, ready to go for another world-class episode. Yes, episode 499 is set up to be another big one. So big, in fact, I'm going to let this music play in the background. But, folks, we have some news. We're going to go back in time tonight. We want to talk to you guys about what you weren't allowed to watch back in the day. Everybody's got that show. Was it South Park? Was it The Simpsons? Was it the Nightly News with Walter Cronkite? I don't know what you weren't allowed to watch, but we'll figure out what it is tonight together. So make sure you guys have your stories lined up because we want to know what you guys weren't allowed to watch. It's going to be a fun show tonight. On top of that, we have some other games. We have a word of the day, and we have a whole lot more, like our friend, the one and only Mr. Chocolate Thunder himself, Dion Green. It's Dion, hi Dion, where are you? What's up with that t-shirt? It's my favorite movie. There you are, Dion. We hear you. I guess not. Hold on. We'll get going.
He looked like he was concentrating.
Using the pulse. What we need is the, hold on.
There we go.
Welcome to the show, Dion.
Thank you, buddy.
There we are. So, folks, we have a full lineup tonight. Nick is in transit from a 17-week wedding.
Yeah.
So he'll be back eventually. But congratulations to him and his family on a wedding that takes longer than signing the Declaration of Independence. But,
Yeah.
You know, he is Bombay bad boy, so it's part of the wedding culture. But, folks, make sure you hit that thumbs up button before we start tonight's show. We got your chat on. We got the messages up, and we are ready to start episode 499 of WCBS. All right, guys, do we want to start with the word of the day or do we want to start with the news? Because I got a great story. Kendo's got a great story.
News. Let's do the news.
All right, let's do the news. So, folks, you know it's a good night on WCBS and we got some news for you. We always like to keep it world class no matter the subject matter. So, guys, you cannot ever claim that WCBS is a source for news, but we are world class, and we always have the best for you. So, I think I've taken enough time trying to find the button, and I guess not. Hold on a second, because I clicked everybody out. There we are. You guys back?
Yes,
I
sir.
believe so.
I think that's the appeal of this show, right? 500 episodes, and I don't know how to organize a series of buttons.
Hey, shit happens, Jeff.
Yeah,
Happens to the best of us.
it does happen to the best of us. I feel like an asshole. I'm sitting here scrolling through these little bitty pictures of where's the news? Where's the news? You know what, folks? Since you had to wait, here's a button
Put
for
a
you.
chick in it, make her gay.
There you go.
There you go. That work? There we go.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like an asshole. Oh, here it is. All right, folks, it's time for the news, world-class news here on WCBS. Kendo, you had a news story, so since you're a little more prepared than I am, why don't you share your news story with us first?
Yeah, you know what? And Dion's going to help me with this because we were literally talking about this very morning. For him, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. For me, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, it was light outside for him. It was dark here. But you know what? It was dark there, too, because I was talking to Dion. So anyway. See? Because it was light here. Yeah, never mind. You know, Ebony and Ivory joke didn't land. Whatever. So we were talking about how the WNBA cannot get their shit together. And they are given every opportunity over the last couple of years, and they are squandering the hell out of it. And it's mostly right now is around something even funnier than what I thought it could be. But it started with Caitlin Clark. They were given a superstar, a chance to somebody that could transcend basketball and become more mainstream, a household name like every sport has. NFL, they've had people that everybody knows who they are, even if they don't watch football. Baseball the same way. Basketball, your grandparents and parents might not have watched basketball, but everybody knew who Michael Jordan was. Everybody knew Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's all these things. The WNBA got one with Caitlin Clark, and they've done nothing but squander it every chance they get and let the referees just kind of look the other way when she's getting throat punched on the floor, which we watch sports. Dion, if you throat punch somebody in football, what's going to happen to you?
Well, you're gonna get a flag, and obviously, depending on how it looks when they review it, you get ejected.
Right. Just about every sport, except hockey. Hockey, you can punch somebody, and you will go to the box and sit there for 5 minutes, and you'll feel shame. But, you know, every sport allows it. And then they squandered it as best they could. They had a good rivalry thing going on with her and Angel Reese, and they did everything they could to quash that down instead of making that must-see TV. You know, something that would draw an audience instead of building that up. They're like, no, they're girls. They're just whatever. Then the Sophie Cunningham thing happened, which was more of a meme, but it blew up. It became a thing because of the meme. The point, yeah, right there. You know, she just somebody, you know, blasted the shit out of Caitlin Clark, and she was just pointing saying that's the girl who did it. Just very stoically. It became a meme. It blew up all over the place. People didn't know who the hell this girl was, but suddenly they now know who Sophie Cunningham is. And basketball that, you know, is played by women. And now we've gotten to the point where we have men that have declared for themselves for the WNBA draft eligibility for next year, all because in the Women's National Basketball Association rule book, it says that only women can play there, but it doesn't define what that means to be a woman. So they came out and said, I'm transgender, I'm a woman now, and I'm declaring myself eligible for the WNBA draft. So, to figure out what to do here, the commissioner of the WNBA called a meeting where they were going to sit down and figure that all out. They had that meeting, and they came out and said, we will, you know, we've reviewed this, we discussed this, we will review this matter again at another time. Essentially, instead of saying, we're going to fix this shit right now to keep these dudes from playing, they have decided we're going to go ahead and punt on this issue for reasons we're not entirely sure of, because we are kind of backed into a corner right now, but we don't really want to, you know, piss anybody off. And it's just like everybody's going, like I told Dion, the NFL will fuck up and they will sort that shit out like in a day. And we're talking about a massive league with massive amounts of money, 32 owners, most of which probably don't even get along, especially with Jerry Jones. And Roger will call them in and say, we've got a problem. It's fixed by the end of business today, and that shit will be done. And it will be taken care of. And that's the NFL, not the WNBA where there's like 12 teams. So that's what's going on with the WNBA. Was it Royce White and Elias Cantor Freedom have declared themselves Enes Cantor Freedom has declared himself eligible along with Royce White for the 2027 WNBA draft, which if I'm the WNBA, I allow it because that will draw butts to seats and that will get TV ratings, but then a bunch of other dudes will take over the WNBA and it'll essentially become the NBA's not D League. They already have one of those. It'll be the E League at that point. So, or our league for retirement. But
if I may opine, Kendo, on something that you said about the league only having 12 owners and them not being able to basically come to a quick resolution to this obvious issue that's really kicking them in the teeth right now when they're already gumming their food to eat. So this league has lost between 200 and it's around estimate between 220 to 300 million dollars they've lost, and they're subsidized by the NBA every single year and have been since they started in 1997. You would, like you said, you would think with an issue that's so easy to make the most of this situation and turn a negative into a net positive is to allow. And gentlemen, I'm going to say right now, I am an ally because I firmly believe these two stunning and brave women should be allowed to participate in the game in which they define themselves as a woman. And since the league can't define what that is, when the W, that's literally the first letter of the word woman, is in the name of your league, then you have no choice but to let these two ladies play and make all the money on it.
The only thing about that is and this is the reason why it's hilarious. It's a publicity stunt, right? Like it's
absolutely
100%. It's 100%,
right?
100%.
And the funny thing too is, both of these for those who do watch basketball, Cantor was a serviceable player. Royce barely saw the court, and neither are known for being the smartest guys. The other reason why that is funny is because Royce has this thing where he can't ride fucking airplanes. And obviously, Cantor, he was the one that was getting political assignments or anything, and he was trying to run for office where he lives or whatever. So, and then again, the reason why it's so funny is besides, I agree with you guys. Let them draft. These two dummies are banking on there at least being a couple owners and a couple GMs who are going to draft them. Right. Which that is based upon the fact they're just like, well, yeah, we'll just play. They want to win. They're going to draft the dudes. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. And it's just like, just be like, no, don't do it, or let them. And then when they go and draft it, don't say anything. Right. But then they got, we had this meeting and blah blah blah. Like, just make a decision on something. And the WNBA refuses to. Because even if you do it, you don't keep doing things to incite all this coverage. All you had to do was say, even if you want to talk about the meeting, we met about it and we decided no. But the WNBA just keeps shooting themselves in the foot, and then the girl that cracked Cunningham still didn't get suspended, and it's just like, all right, guys. You just
and Cunningham's coach even came out and was like, well, it wasn't even that big of a deal. So her own coach is defending the girl that completely just clotheslined her head.
Did you see the breakdown of Caitlin Clark's body language during that? It was kind of funny because you see the moment Stephanie White is making that, Clark is just like, you see her kind of going like this. And she's been getting her ass kicked her entire time in the league. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and the calls go against her. And now, for those of you who are hockey fans,
got like 8 technicals.
Yep. Caitlin Clark is Steve Yzerman. And Sophie Cunningham is Bob Probert, basically, in this situation. Sophie is her policeman. She's there to protect Caitlin, basically. I've watched some of their highlights. I don't watch a whole WNBA game. I have a life. But no, I see the highlights, and there are some ballers, man. I've been watching her since college, though. I mean, she's solid. Sophie's a good player, but yeah, these situations it's so glaring to see the referees are just not making calls that are there. It's like, what are you watching in that situation? You know, I played basketball for a long time, and I'm like, look, I was one of those, if you were going to the paint, you weren't going to get a clean shot off, you know, but I mean, there was a few times where me and a couple other players got into it dirty and elbows and stuff and words were thrown. But for the most part, it's like you wrap somebody up you can wrap them up, not let them shoot, because you don't want to give them the and one. But then again, but then again, there's straight up clotheslining somebody, or like you said earlier, like elbow to the throat, which in regular, if I elbow somebody in the throat walking down the street, that's an assault charge. I'm gonna catch a case for that. So it's it's kind of like what do the officials, what kind of training program do they have for the officials is my question.
Look the other way, training.
What's 100%, because the officials are watching the play when that happens and they just kind of don't. But go back to what we were talking about with the dudes trying to be in the draft. I mentioned it to Dion. I was like, what's funny is if they collude and say, hey, we're not, they have a gentleman's agreement or gentlewoman's agreement. Hey, we're not drafting these guys to make a point. They could turn around then and say, well, they were being exclusionary to the trans community and stuff like that. So they're painting themselves into a corner that they don't need to paint themselves into.
Yep.
Like Dion said, is it a publicity stunt? Absolutely, it is a publicity 100%. Stunt for those two. Is it an extremely stupid hill for both sides to die on? Absolutely, it is a stupid hill for both sides to die on. Could this all have been avoided? Yes, and it still very well could be avoided. But this is the WNBA in a nutshell, apparently, these days, which is we are going to squander and fumble every opportunity that is handed to us in order to try to go mainstream and try to, make a profit.
Well, I'm aware of all the WNBA shit, and I don't like sports in general. So I always laugh. It feels like every time this stuff comes into the news, it's just them shooting themselves in the foot. But our friend TLJ Screwjob makes a great point. Says if these WNBA GMs and owners had two brain cells to rub together, they'd draft both of the guys, regardless of do/don't define what a woman is.
Yeah, because it doesn't say, it just says this league is for women. You don't do that as a company. You don't have to define what a woman, that is a political shell game. It doesn't matter if they do it. The people who are saying that are going to change it to say, you just say no. The NFL doesn't have an official stance on racism. The NBA doesn't have. Now they will do some bullshit publicity thing, and that's what you do, right? They do what they were doing with the women in sports thing the last 2 years, and they've got a bump. Just say that, and then you don't say anything. The whole define what a woman thing is, that's not their job. That's not their job. They're not the fucking
without even going down that road. They could fix it without even going down that road by doing what the NFL does. The NFL says you are not eligible to play in the National Football League unless you played for college in 2 years or you're 21 years of age. NBA, you used to be able to pull kids right out of high school. Kobe and the like got out. Then they made the rule. You are not eligible for the National Basketball Association unless you've played 1 year of college or you're international and you're like 20. The WNBA's just got to come out and say, the WNBA, to be eligible, you have to be, you don't have to put a woman ineligible if you've played any time, service time in the National Basketball Association. That's all you got to do. That cuts those two out right away.
Yeah, but we're missing out on the
and people
fun.
Forget, too, they're a fucking company.
Yeah.
Hey. Or they could just be like, due to the current circumstances and your history, you're not eligible for the draft. Or you're eligible for, and
let
then
these
you
men
just fucking
play.
Be a company.
Let the guys play. I will watch. I will watch. If I could watch 2 7-foot dudes play
they both retired. The whole premise of them playing, they have both talked about how they're done. So even from a business standpoint, you draft them, but if you draft them high, right, they're basing it on a dumb fuckery, right? So if you draft them high when they don't play, you lose your fucking job for drafting two assholes who one was injured and one was saying he was never going to play again because he couldn't ride on a fucking plane. Or B, you draft them really low and you treat them like two fuck ups like they are. You draft them, and then when they don't, you say, oh, they were a fly. Or you don't fucking draft them. They're undrafted free agents, and then you come up with some cockamamie bullshit. You don't play the political game at all because they're gonna be like, oh, I can't play because of this. They're not gonna fucking play. You don't wait. That would be like the NFL wasting time drafting fucking Jake Paul.
I think it's a waste of time that people have these conversations, though. It's like, why can't we say obvious things anymore?
Yeah.
That's the bullshit. I'm like, what?
The obvious thing. I'm not drafting a 35-year-old that's retired and afraid of airplanes. There's a reason why people get drafted at the end of the second round of the NBA draft, and you never see them. Just do that. Be like, we picked all these young women ahead of him because, they're 22 coming out of college.
Yeah.
He's 35. No one's going to draft a 35-year-old.
Royce White's points per game was like 0.0007. I mean, he did.
Jeez.
I did literally. It was.
Ronnie's got better stats.
No, he had like Frank Brakowski had better career numbers than Royce White. There's a reference from the Milwaukee Bucks. But anyway, no, the guy's like literally like barely a bench warmer with those numbers. Like, yeah, he was on the team. That's like Charles Jones on like the 1992 Pistons. Like, he didn't even have his name on his jersey for the first 10 games he was there because he signed a 10-day contract. It's publicity. And yeah, the league could just squash it and just state the obvious and end it because and then make
them try to sue you.
Yeah.
That would be bitch trying to sue us.
Well, we're going to keep news stories in the realm of sports because sports are a combination of athletics and dreams and drive. And this guy right on here, Dion, he's a man after our own heart. Would you like to hear about this gentleman right here?
Heck yeah, it's stud. Shoot.
I don't care enough to learn his name, but a man who took steroids and drank 24 beers a day without working out finished last in his bodybuilding debut. His experiment tested how much muscle he could build using steroids without lifting weights. So, guys, I think we know what we're going to do in the future. I think like a lot of these stories just kind of write themselves for great movies. Like Kendo, if you were going to start training for weightlifting, how many Big Macs would you eat?
Easily 5.
Okay. Easily 5 a day?
Yeah.
Clearly, you're going to build muscle in that way.
For the caloric intake alone, yeah, about 4 or 5 a day. Honestly, yeah.
Well, but you're going to work out afterwards, right?
Yes.
All right, well, how many Big Macs would you eat, gain a bunch of muscle, and not work out?
I'd be terrified to eat one.
I know, right? Well, that man is a hero to nobody. Anyway, our friend Georgian, thank you very much for your early message. She says, Jeff travels to Sandusky, Ohio, and doesn't make a nod to the best brake manufacturer on the planet, Tom Callahan Auto Parts, run by Big Tom Callahan. Dion, did I not, as soon as we rolled into Sandusky, talk about Callahan Auto Parts?
Yes, you did. And you reiterated that they have the best brake pads this side of the Mississippi, and I agree.
Goddamn right, man. It's got it doesn't have a warranty on the box, but if you want a box with a warranty, I can take a shit in a box and put a warranty on that for you right there. I love that movie. Dion, we need to watch it.
It's different kind of warranty.
Yeah. All you got is a guaranteed piece of shit. Shrubbles away. Thank you very much. The word of the day is pickle fucker. My name is Pickle Fucker. 5 points for Pickle Fucker. Pickle Fucker down and Pickle Fucker returns.
Night of the Living Pickle Fucker.
Return to the Living Pickle Fuckers.
The taking of Pickle Fucker 1, 2, 3, and Boss Pickle Fucker.
Yeah, Boss Pickle Fucker. Let's see. Pickle Fucker's not included.
There will be Pickle Fuckers. No Pickle Fuckers for old men.
The Rise of Gru, Pickle Fucker 2.
Well, Pickle Fucker 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No Country for Old Pickle Fuckers. That's better.
Full Metal Pickle Fucker.
Dude, where's my pickle fucker?
Hot tub pickle fucker machine.
Let's see. What else we got?
Night at the pickle fucker, Barry.
Yeah,
Ballistics, X versus pickle fucker.
that's a good one. North by pickle fucker west. Tinker Tailor Soldier pickle fucker.
I want that on a t-shirt.
The
which I
good,
could
the,
make myself.
the good, the bad, and the pickle fuckers.
Yeah, fistful of pickle fuckers.
Mr. Pickle Fucker's Wonder Emporium.
There you go. Dr. Pickle Fucker.
Stop or my pickle fucker will shoot.
On Her Majesty's Secret Pickle Fucker. Pickle fucker is not enough.
Tomorrow never pickle fuckers.
Pickle fuckers never die.
Chattanooga Pickle Fucker.
The living pickle fuckers. I'm just going through the Bond ones now. Casino pickle or Pickle Fucker Royale.
The King's Pickle Fucker.
On Her Majesty's pickle fucker.
You only pickle fucker twice.
Riding in cars with pickle fuckers.
Yes. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pickle Fuckers.
Yeah, they're in those cars. Fun with Dick and Pickle Fucker.
The Divine Secrets of the Yaya Pickle Fuckers.
Mr. Pickle Fucker goes to Washington.
Yeah. Citizen Pickle Fucker.
My Stepmother is a Pickle Fucker. Starring Dan Aykroyd.
The Birth of a Pickle Fucker.
Gold Diggers, The Secret of Pickle Fucker Mountain. Red
Look who's pickle fuckers. Or pickle fucking. Look who's pickle fucking. There you go.
The race to Pickle Fucker Mountain.
It's a mad pickle fucker.
Let's see. One more each.
Pickle
All
fucker
right,
down.
Pickle Fucker, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes.
There you go.
Field of Pickle Fuckers.
Yeah. That's a good one.
If you pickle fuck it, they will come. So, folks, you can send in your pickle fuck titles all night long. Thanks to Shrubbles08. Appreciate you, man. He's been a member for 42 months. Thank you, Shrubbles08. Appreciate everything you do for the channel. He says, I'll take a new Buffalo Jeff, a.k.a. the Pokemon. Well, no problem, man. Let me pull that one up for you. I'm glad you guys like it. For episode 500, we will have all sorts of new stuff. So be on the lookout. That's coming very, very, very soon. But until then, here's your button.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
Me, your old pal Buffalo Jeff.
Yeah, sorry about that. Making it uncomfortable. Folks, wait till Schlocktoberfest. That's all I can say here on the channel. All right, guys. So let's check in with the rest of the audience, and then we will start some more topics. TLJ Screwjob, member for 42 months as well. Thank you very much. He says, I already read that one. If these WNBA GMs had a brain cell, we already did that one. So thank you, TLJ Screwjob. So now we are all caught up with everything. Let's see. We got some titles like Star Wars, The Pickle Fucker Returns.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Pickle Fucker, The Man with the Golden Pickle Fucker. Pickle Fuckers Are Forever.
For your pickle fucker only.
The Pickle Fucker and I. Pickle Fuckers on a Plane. The Texas Pickle Fucker Massacre.
Black pickle fucker moan.
Yeah. That means so many different things.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. All right. So I think this pickle's been fucked to death. So, folks, thank you very much. Now, guys, tonight we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about some stuff that you weren't allowed to watch. We've talked about growing up in the 90s and some of us in the 80s, and it was a simpler time. There's a nostalgia for this era for people that have never lived through it. However, things were a little different back then because while it was a golden age of freedoms and other shit, people had the wrong ideas about entertainment. They were so worried it could be corrupting the youth. So, for example, it was the satanic panic of the 80s or the violent video games of the 90s where Senator Joseph Lieberman and Hillary Clinton went after Mortal Kombat because it was going to turn kids into spine-ripping anarchists. None of it happened. However,
ninjas.
Yeah, there were tons of things that you couldn't watch, like Simpsons, Pokemon. Maybe it was because it was religious reasons. But tonight we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff that people weren't allowed to watch back in the day. And we want to hear mainly what you guys were and weren't allowed to watch. Now, we'll tell stories throughout the night. We'll talk about stuff all the time. But let's start this out with you, Dion. What was a movie as a kid that your parents just said no to?
So the thing for my folks, it wasn't movie. There were a few movies that I wasn't allowed to watch. The big thing was The Simpsons. I wasn't really allowed to really watch it in front of them until I was about to go to college. But yeah, Simpsons was the big one. When I was really little, the movie that they would let us watch, obviously, because we were like 6 or 7. Originally, it was Predator, but I remember I watched it anyway before I went to spring break, and my mom was pissed because my dad was like, "Yeah, you can watch it. She's not gonna do that. You guys are old enough." We were like 7 or 8, and luckily, that was one of the few times like he took it out of the cheese. Like, it was on me. It was on me. So I was able to watch it after that. But for that short span of time, I could not watch it. And I used to want to watch that shit. I'd seen the beginning when they're in the helicopter. I'd pretty much seen up until they find the other unit after the Yachis skin them and stuff. So, but after that, they were pretty good about letting us watch movies after that. But for a long time, the big one was fucking The Simpsons on TV, man.
Yeah, everybody was really uppity about The Simpsons for some reason. I mean, I get it. It's a cartoon that said a curse word, but who gives a shit? It's funny now. You go back. Yeah, it's so tame by any comparison, really. Kendo, what were some things that you were not allowed to watch, or something that people in your life weren't allowed to watch if you had lax parents?
So I'm not the best person to ask this question because as a kid, I watched Platoon before I went to afternoon kindergarten one day, and wasn't any problems with that. I remember watching Full Metal Jacket with my dad when I was like 4 or 5. Simpsons, as was mentioned, when it came out, I watched the very first episode the night it came out, the Christmas one, and then watched it every week after that, and parents didn't seem to have an issue. I remember when I got a Sega for Christmas in like 1992 or 3-ish, I wanted Mortal Kombat because my grandparents were like, what does he want for his birthday? Because my birthday's right after Christmas. And they said, he wants the Mortal Kombat game. And they're like, is that the one that Captain Kangaroo is opposed to? No, we're not getting in that. So they got me hockey because, it's less violent. So I got NHLPA 93, so that worked out.
Captain Kangaroo blocked you from getting Mortal Kombat?
I mean, my parents took me and bought it for me for my birthday anyway, but my grandparents wouldn't. So, like I said, they bought me something less violent. They bought me NHLPA 93. And if you know anything about that game, the violence in that game is, well, relatively high. There's a reason why that game stopped fighting from being in hockey games for quite a while. And yeah, dude, I remember going on hunting trips with my dad when I'm like 5 or 6 years old, 7 years old, and we're watching Bloodsport in the hotel room. We're watching fucking RoboCop in the hotel room, the unedited version because they weren't editing it for TV back in like 1992. Yeah, my parents were pretty lax on what I was going to watch because I guess they trusted me not to go and do that. Although I remember watching Predator when I was like 6, maybe 7 years old. And then I went to school and I called some of my friends the thing that Blaine calls them, or not Blaine, Jesse Ventura calls them in a helicopter about being slack-jawed, what? Yeah, and I got a letter home for that, and my dad's like, I don't see what the problem is here. So it's okay. It worked out all right. The only thing I wasn't probably allowed to watch or listen to in the house would have been rap music, but I didn't anyway because that wasn't my preferred version of music. Although when I got older, I would listen to it because I could get away with it then. But Like if I would have been like 10 bringing home NWA, I think they would have been like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Because they were black, right?
That's actually probably the main reason, but my family was not fans of rap or rapists, so it wasn't going to happen. My grandparents were a little bit more strict because they were old school from like, the Depression times and World War II where things were more civil. And yeah, like I wouldn't have been, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get away with like a lot of things. Like I was maybe 10 or 11 before I watched The Simpsons at their house without worrying about getting chastised. Which at the same time, my grandfather recorded me tapes of the Three Stooges off TV that I still have with 1987 and 88 commercials on it. And that was totally fine. I could watch that, but old timey TV they were totally cool with. I could watch anything, Stooges, Violent, or whatever it was. But it's cool. So yeah, no, I wasn't really restricted from anything. I'm like racking my brain, like even stuff that my parents were watching and that there would be like nude scenes in, and I'd be like watching with them in the room. I remember one time like kind of closing my eyes, like when a girl's boobies popped out, my dad fucking made fun of me for it. So I kind of learned maybe I should just watch these things. I think he was trying to like teach me that, hey, these are good things. And I want the because I'm at that time in my life where I'm going to want the reassurance that my son is interested in those things. So that's probably what that was all about. Cause I was like 10 and yeah. No, my parents were pretty cool about shit. Like they let me get away with like watching a lot of stuff. Like there was a few things I remember as a little kid. I walked in the room during Silent Night, Deadly Night when the mom and dad are being murdered in front of the car, and I remember seeing the girl's boobs get ripped out and the throat get slashed, and they told me to go back to my room. But I was like 4, so I could see that. But then again, I also remember being a 5-year-old and watching Platoon and Full Metal Jacket with my dad and watching those movies before school and then going to school and telling everybody about it. And there was a phone call home about that too. So, whatever.
I was going to ask you guys if RoboCop is still the marker for adulthood in this country, but I guess our country's just gotten so soft that the answer is no. Pete, what was same question to you? Anything that you had trouble watching as a kid or something somebody gave you shit over?
I had a much similar situation to Kendo in a lot of ways. That my mom was the one that introduced me to horror at a very young age, like extremely young, which I in turn did with my son. And probably like 3 years old is too young to be watching Friday the 13th movies, but he's fine watching pretty much any horror movie now that I can throw at him. So I was allowed to watch pretty much anything with my parents. There was a certain point where, yeah, like Kendo, I had to do it with my dad, or my mom would be like, cover your eyes. My dad be like, cover your eyes, kind of when I got to a certain age, like you do the thing. You're a kid and you're curious and you want to see the tits. So you're looking at the tits in the bush because they're 80s movies. And that's what we had. But Friday the 13th part 5 was like my mom's hard no for a while, because that is like there's the most nudity in that one. And I didn't see that one until I was probably like, I want to say like maybe 11 or 12. I watched that for the first time. But anything else like RoboCop I saw, and I was so into like horror and like shoot 'em up, like old westerns and like war movies and like shit like that. Like I'd seen Colors when it came out on VHS because my dad got a copy of that. And so my dad has his ex-partner on the police department, who is the head evidence tech for Detroit, the entire Detroit Police Department at this point, bring up some crime scene homicide photos to show me, to scare me about, like watching, glorifying violence on TV. So I'm about probably 8 or 9 years old at this point, and his partner just comes in, Steve, he sets this envelope down, he goes, your dad wants me to show you these pictures. Go ahead and look at them. And I'm like, okay. So I open up, I'm like, holy shit, like in my, I didn't obviously say that. I'm like 8 years old, but in my head, because like I still can't swear in front of my parents or they'd smack the shit out of me at this point. And yeah, I'm looking at these progressively worse. And my dad's like, you still think that shit's cool? I'm like, yeah, because they're movies. Like, Yeah, they're movies. I know it's not real at this point. My mom explained that to me because she's the one that, but my dad, being a cop and a Vietnam vet Marine, he's like, this, but he's sitting there watching RoboCop with me. I mean, I'm just like, but he was also the one that would, until I was about 18, smack me for swearing, but then swear like a Marine in front of me and then not expect me to, to do the same thing. But yeah, Friday the 13th part 5 was like their hard limit. Pretty much anything else, like all those 80s. It was funny. Kendo mentioned Platoon. I remember watching that, just sitting there watching that with my mom. Like, because like my dad didn't really care for Vietnam movies because the only one he ever really watched and said, this is what it was like, was the boot camp sequence in Full Metal Jacket, which is Stanley Kubrick, and that explains everything. That movie is phenomenal. And Vincent D'Onofrio was freaking what an amazing career he's had after that. But that's side tangent. Anyway,
he was at Dragon Con last year. I got compared to him, Pete. Do you think I look like Vincent D'Onofrio? Because I was told I did.
A little bit. A little bit with, honestly, because I think you guys it's pretty much like a similar hairline. Facial structure could be considered about, yeah, a little bit. Not like,
I don't see it.
Not spot on. I could just slightly. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
No, people will say like Vince Vaughn and shit, and I go, okay, I could kind of see that. Like, I don't think I look like any of these people, but I can go, oh, I could see that, Plus, Wedding Crashers is a bitchin' movie.
Is it possible that when we were growing up, our parents had the confidence in being able to explain to us that there's a difference between what we see on TV and real life, and that's why they were allowing us to do those things? Because I understood the difference, and I think that's why my dad was fine with it. My mom, they understood that I might get into some shit over something I saw on The Simpsons, but I was also the same age. I was younger than Bart when that came out, but age range of he's going to cause mischief. Like last year on Christmas time, I was watching It and It Part 2, and I thought the kid was in bed. He came downstairs at the part where, what? Okay, I'll be there in a second. And it's the part where Pennywise is sitting there waving the bloody hand at him, and baby OJ looks at it. He looks at me. He says, "Daddy, that's scary." And I'm like, "Yeah," but that's all he said. He didn't like freak out, like nothing happened. And I felt like he'll catch stuff every now and then. I'm just like, it's just a movie. It's not real. Those people are not real. It's okay. And I feel like that's probably the more important thing, is to explain the difference. So we don't want our kids to grow up playing video games and think it's okay to shoot up a school now, do we?
No, that's clearly what's going to do
because
it.
There's clearly a connection there, right? Tipper Gore.
Her and fucking Hillary Clinton and Joseph Lieberman and all that crap in the 90s. But anyway, I too, like you guys, had a pretty chill parent about stuff. I knew what was fake. I knew what was real. The rule of thumb was you don't say what you hear in the movies. I don't even think she actually said it. I just kind of knew not to. Same with albums. Oh, you got Eminem or Ludacris. All right, you can get the adult version. Just don't say it. And I never did. And, it was cool. But for as relaxed as my mom was about everything, including Vice City and other video games, not everybody in my family was. So, Pete, you will never guess what movie an aunt of mine convinced my mom was a sex movie that I should not be allowed to watch anymore. Take a guess. It's from the 90s.
A 90s movie?
Live action. You would show it to your kid today.
Steel. Was it Steel with Shaq?
Well, it's a good movie, but it's Wayne's World. She convinced my mom that Wayne's World was this sex movie that I shouldn't be watching. And I even said this at like 5 years old.
Wayne's World.
Yeah, I said, Mom, I'm not going to stop watching Wayne's World ever. And I went and I put it in the VCR that day. Like, I was so adamant. I'm like, you are not going to take Wayne's World from me. And it's such a weird thing to be like, there's a joke about camera one, camera two. There's no nudity in that movie.
It's wholesome. It really, I mean, it's not like there's really nothing offensive in that movie. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I've seen it because that came out, I think I was
It was 92.
12 years old. I was 12. I watched that movie all the time. Me and my cousin were like obsessed with it when it came out because he got a copy of it on VHS.
Dude, say tape. You sound like a fucking kid. Say tape, like a normal adult our age.
Tape
or video.
Fucking douche.
I say VHS so
Because
The
you're a
younger
douche.
audience understands.
Fuck the younger audience, douche.
I
Say
got
tape.
I got 3 shelves of tapes out in the
There
right
you
outside
go,
the door.
Pete. There you go. There you
My
go.
old wrestling,
Dead
the old
Zone?
wrestling tapes.
Yes, they're tapes.
One of these days, we got to go on a channel or have it here where we just talk about our worst videotapes, Pete, all day long.
Oh my God. I have so many from the 80s that still, all of them still work. I mean, I have one with Night of the Creeps I taped, and it's got like the Trimark like thing on it. It's got Night of the Creeps, and then I think it's The Light Horseman is the movie on there. It's such a random pairing of movies. So like I was just sitting here in my basement. I'm gonna watch Night of the Creeps. So I rewound the tape all the way to the beginning and just sat there and watched The Light Horseman first. I'm like, I haven't seen this movie since probably I don't know, like 11. I didn't remember what the hell it was.
I don't even know what it is.
I wish I still had all my tapes.
No, The Light Horseman.
Oh.
It's an old-timey war movie.
Oh, okay.
It's like I think it was, I can't remember if it was one of the ones that was like over in Africa. I think it was because it was the British. So I'm pretty sure they were colonizing something.
I do not know any of the actors in this movie at all. Who the hell is Peter Phelps?
Have you ever seen Oh Africa, Brave Africa? That's Laugh Riot.
Mm-mm.
I haven't. But
You also missed
Pete, I have good news.
What?
The Light Horseman are multiple versions of it are on YouTube right now.
Whoa, there we go. We can watch The Light Horseman.
Yeah, it's got a 6.9 on IMDb. It's in the title of the video. The Light Horseman, 1987, IMDb 6.9. So I guess that's what matters to everybody. Your IMDb score.
There we go.
I mean, if you like those kind of movies, I thought it was a pretty decent film. I mean, I don't watch a lot of those anymore. I more or less watch those are the kind of movies my dad liked, the old type war movies and westerns and stuff.
So I don't really know what my dad watched because he died when I was 6 weeks old, but I did inherit his video collection, and it was actually good shit. It was Blade Runner and Temple of Doom and Pee-wee's Big Adventure, all kinds of classics. So I think I inherited some of his taste, even though I didn't really know the dude. But it's funny, my mom's like, oh yeah, Eddie Murphy, he was always watching that shit. How would I know? But Pete, I did get some more Beverly Hills Cop stuff for the shelf. I'll show you guys later.
That's when you should have when she said that, you should be like, Eddie Murphy, fuck you. I know you, Eddie. Mr. Fuck you, man.
I hadn't even heard that yet, dude. I found that in grade school, back when you could what was it, Bear Share and LimeWire and all that crap. Got a computer.
LimeWire. Give your computer aids to download a Snoop Dogg song.
I did it for an Eddie Murphy stand-up, and it was worth it.
I used to download like the original Kings of Comedy, like segments on Napster. Lars Ulrich did not. I'm safe, marked safe from the Lars Ulrich lawsuit of 2000.
Yeah.
Yes, but did you ever see those videos? The cartoons about Lars Ulrich trying to ban Napster?
No.
If I can find those, I'll send those over, because that was like the heyday of like 1999-ish, 2000, was me and my friends watching these videos of Lars fighting Napster. And God, the internet used to be so cool back then.
It was.
Now it's just AI and the whole dead internet theory, which,
well,
I
to be
believe
fair,
is real.
some AI is okay if it's like Dr. Fazal.
There's so much AI slop on YouTube now. I was listening to a video today about that, and it's something I've noticed too with a lot of wrestling channels there that I'll just come across, not the ones that I watch regularly, but you'll just because you watch wrestling videos, it'll recommend, and I'll see one with like a low view count sometimes, and I'm like, I'm going to see what it's got to offer, and I'll click on it, and it's clearly AI, and I'm like, not watching this.
Yeah, dude, and then go take it out of your watch history. I've learned that, like, if you click on an AI video, it will then give you more AIs in you got to go through and you got to clear that from your watch history to fix your algorithm. And if you're interested, you need to find, it's from Camp Chaos. It's a 2000 Macromedia flash animation. And the whole series is called Napster Bad. Those are pretty good. Go watch Camp Chaos, Napster. I'm sure they're still somewhere on the interwebs 26 years later, but
probably on the Wayback Machine.
Maybe. But yeah, dude, AI shit is like, there's some AI stuff that's funny as shit. The stuff that's funny, but like videos that are AI, just it drives me nuts. You get the same fucking. And sometimes it's really good to where you can't really tell, but as soon as they mispronounce something, I know exactly how it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm like, out.
That's where it is. It's inflection and pronunciation, especially with names. And when they come to certain points in their dialogue, you can tell it's not there. It's not there. But yeah, like I said, I'm not completely opposed to AI because I've used it in a few of my videos because it's like, hey, I'll need like one line of dialogue, but I would never do an entire video in AI. You know what I mean? It just, no, like you can use it, but I don't like the full on, like it's just AI slop channels. And a lot of those, they'll go to like an actual creator's channel, take their transcripts and then feed that into their dialogue. And they just basically reproduce the same video.
I hate that shit.
Yep. That's what gets me is you're taking from somebody who spent time, because I know, and you know how much time it takes to produce a video, from script to video production, editing, everything, sound. It's a process.
Sorry, the message came in and it threw me off completely. What were we saying a second ago? Because I just read something else. AI slap. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't like generative stuff for our videos. What I'll do is I have a program that will transcribe my audio myself, and then I can edit it through text instead of going through and looking at waveforms and lines and going and pasting it together. I do it that way where it's just like, oh, I upload it. All right. Remove the retakes, make studio sound, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how I like to use these tools. Because, like, doing all the little sliders and adjustments, folks, if you ever try to get into this, you're going to realize it's just a bunch of editing. Like, to do a content creation isn't this, like, dream job where you're out, I almost said in the fields. What field would you be in? My point is, it's a lot of, like, you go do the thing, which is awesome, and then 90% of it is behind a computer. So hopefully you like that shit. Because that's really what it is. There's no elves here to like build my toys and do shit for me. It's like, oh yeah, time to edit it, which I don't mind. I like doing it, but if I can find tools to help it out, oh, you bet. And I'm also not opposed to paying people to make me music and shit like that too. No. Like, I don't care how it comes, if it's AI generated or what. If I pay somebody to make me a song and it sounds good, I'm happy with it. So
I don't mind like the AI videos if it's like AI visuals that have been edited, because it's kind of hard to get videos of history, things that happened, 400 years ago when, the video camera didn't exist. And I don't mind that. I'm okay with like, if it's a real person and they're reading a script that like AI made for them, you don't really know, it's okay. But I just don't like the AI voice shit. It just drives me nuts. It's like, I know you're a robot and I'm not happy about it.
I turn it off right away.
A robot.
Robot.
As soon as I can tell, like, sometimes it's convincing, like I said, then they'll mispronounce something that is. I was watching something the other day. It was about shipwrecks. It was a channel I really liked, and it was about a shipwreck that happened by the, as he called it, the Mackinac Bridge. I'm like, I'm out. You're AI.
Yep. Yeah. It's Mackinac.
Yeah. Even I know that, and I ain't even from there. And I'm just like, nope, I'm out. You are an AI bullshit channel. I'm done.
I was trying to pull up the one that I really love. It's you ever see the ones where here we go. The ones where Chuck Norris will enter a movie that he shouldn't be in?
See, that I'm okay with those AI videos.
That's
those are
funny.
Shit.
That's meant for comedic
That's why I pay for the internet.
Yeah.
It really is why I pay for the internet. Okay, here's a good example of one. I'm going to let it play in the background while we keep talking. Don't stop.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Mr. Dr. Fozotic, he put out a video the other day where a certain painter was rapping in a rap battle against a leader from a country in the Middle East that may or may not be is real, but it was funny as shit, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's Dirty Harry. I love it.
See, now this is my dream AI shit. Like, if I had the programs to do this stuff, I would make terrible and funny stuff all the time, because this is the type of shit I like to watch.
That's it. This is funny though. This is comedic.
Anybody watches this is like, I've seen these movies. And I know for a fact that fucking Clint Eastwood was not in those movies as Dirty Harry.
Yeah. Now this one's oh shit.
Oh. No, I think okay, what do you think about people's like views on AI? Have they softened? Because okay, here's what I've noticed about 2026. Everything moves so damn fast. And I think AI moves people along even faster because, you know, a year ago or 2 years ago, Will Smith couldn't eat spaghetti. Now you can make the AI videos where he eats spaghetti perfectly. Now you got this and all that. Do you think people are just accepting of it and it's really just a few people online that are going to be holding out? Or do you think most people hate it?
I think it's a mix still because we don't truly I mean, I think people think they grasp the concept of how powerful it is, but when you have something that powerful, it's I don't know. I think it's a mixed bag still of people who are gonna you're always gonna have the holdouts that are resistant to it. But I mean, I don't want everything to turn to AI, especially because you think about the way that affects the economy if you go on a much broader scale, because there's a lot of they could probably eliminate what a lot. I mean, I'd say a low estimate 40 to 50% of the job market with AI. You think about a lot of the especially in positions like medical billing and stuff like that. That could all be AI, all of it.
Yeah, it's funny though. You hear about all these AI stories where they want to get rid of people only to then have to hire the people back because the AI can't do the work that, you know, they've been sold. See, companies are trying to use it to replace people when in reality it should be used as a tool to aid people to get shit done faster and be more efficient, not replace
100%.
people. This
Absolutely,
dystopian bullshit that we're living in where people aren't valued anymore is garbage. And I know people are, you know, looking at AI as the way to stand up against people not being valued. I'm with you. I think people are far more important than any of this other bullshit. But that being said, I mean, I think it's fun to make title cards.
Yes.
I think it's fun to do what I do with
shit
that.
like that.
Yes.
Like in my profession, the question has come up multiple times. Like, will they be able to replace us with AI? And I'm always like, no, because
they can't read.
Certain nuance. Yeah, well, there's that. There's certain nuances about what I do and have to do, and managing the Utes and transmitting information to the Utes that the AI cannot do. And do I use AI at work sometimes? Absolutely. I will absolutely use Magic School to fire me together a worksheet, or if I'm like, shit, we've got like a gap on Friday, I need 25 minutes. We're going to watch Bill Nye, and I need a worksheet to keep the Utes paying attention, even though they piss and moan about a 20-minute long video because they can't handle more than 10 or 15 seconds because TikTok has ruined their brains. But they can do it for me. I use Gemini sometimes to make lessons and things like that, just because it's like, do I want to spend an hour making this? No, I don't. Can I tell Gemini, hey, this is the standard I got to teach. This is what I'm doing. Here's what I've tried in the past. I don't like it. I want to do something else. What can you do? And Gemini will tell me, and then I'll give it a try. And it works. It works. Because I did that last year, and if it doesn't, I throw it out the window, and I'm like, I got to fix that one. So, like, for me and the people I work with, it is a tool that we totally use to try to streamline shit and make things easier. But at the same time, no robot's going to be able to walk in and, you know, manage. I mean, I see videos of robots all the time trying to do stuff. They fall over and their legs start kicking and everything like spastics, and it just doesn't work. So I'm not worried about that because I don't think the robots can take over my job. But we definitely use it as a tool.
I've used Grok and Gemini on the fly in the classroom. Like, I've been in the middle of like where I have like a stretch where I have to teach for like 3 days in a row in the same class. So it's like, okay, so what are we covering? I'll get the lesson plan ahead of time. And there's been moments where I'm like, I don't agree with you, or I'm looking at something in the book and I'm like, all right, we need to expand on this. And I'll be like, yep, Gemini or Grok on the fly. All right. So, you know, put the parameters in and okay, so cool. We expanded on this and now I've got this much more information.
Yeah. And it doesn't really work against us either. Cause like the question's been brought up where it's like, well, the kids can use AI, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, one, I can figure that out real easy when the kids turn me in something that's written really well.
I'm like, you are 13. You don't write this well. You don't even know what this fucking word means. And I'll even call them out on it. I'll be like, what does this mean? And they'll just look at me like, I'm like, yeah, don't use AI next time. ChatGPT is not your friend. Okay? Grammarly is here to hurt you, not help you. But at the same time, you also have to know exactly what to put in. Like, they'll just copy and paste the question and it'll give them a generic answer. And it's like, no, the question's asking this and this. And yeah, so we know how to use it. The Utes don't, and that's what's important.
I've slipped up though. I taught my son how to use it for his math homework because he watched me use my phone and use Gemini because some of his math shit, even at like 5th grade, I'm like, I haven't done this in, I can't remember how long. So I'm like, I don't, fractions and variables and shit, not my bag, baby.
Dude,
so
that is super easy.
I'm terrible with it, bro.
I'm ashamed of you right now.
I am. I'm terrible with it. So like money math, I can do this shit. Like I'm like, nope. So I put it into fucking AI and ask for step by step. I'm like, okay, so here you go.
Adding and subtracting, it's really easy. You find the least common multiple or denominator, you put it together, work it out, bingo, bango, simplify. Multiplying, just multiply across, everything is fine. Dividing, flip that guy and multiply. That's all you got to do. Fractions is super easy.
Anyway, it's arm day.
No, that was yesterday. Today was card.
And no, that is why when I build our Pop Culture Jeopardy team, I have you in mind to be on that show with me because
variables. Are you afraid of 5a plus 5 equals 12?
I just shit myself.
Yep, you did. It's actually 7 over 5. So there you go.
Boom. Jim Sterling and a Mankini, thank you very much for your $10 super chat. He says, Star Trek, TOS, the naked pickle ducker. Sulu's been infected with the drunk virus again. He's running around the ship sword fighting, but he ain't using a sword this time. Kirk and the gang better watch out. Oh my.
Oh my.
I know the episode you're talking about. What's going on? Is Star Trek still on the air? Is it canceled? Does anybody know?
Strange New Worlds is still getting promoted. I think they're coming out with a new season here in a little bit. They got a bunch of stuff got canceled.
Series, I think on MeTV. Sometimes I think the original's out there on MeTV.
I like how they'll MeTV one isn't the new special effects. It's the old shit. Pretty sure.
No, they show you the first run shit because, like, I think they supersized, digitized, made better the Batman 66 series, and you watch it on MeTV, like, it doesn't fix it at all. It's 1966, 67, 68 graphics.
Well, I need to get Batman on Blu-ray because that show looks fantastic. Now, speaking of shows, folks, when a yellow button comes in, we have to play you an episode from another TV show. Hopefully you like Family Guy because, well, you're about to watch something.
Peter. The horse is here.
Hello, Dion.
So the thing is, anybody in the chat, if you're like, oh, AI is terrible, I never want to see AI, don't like that fucking clip because that's AI. So shut up.
That's fucking hilarious.
I didn't make it, though. I just typed in creepy horse, and then I made the rest. But, if I could have just fed a picture into AI,
that is an AI picture of Dion, and I know this for a fact because I've seen the preview clips. Every time you make something funny, I see it.
Oh, yeah. I send you guys everything.
I get the previews on everything. So, haha, people in the chat. I
even have, like, plates and shit. What I mean by plates are
like dinner plates, like those collectible plates you can buy off QVC. There's your next thing. You are going to make plates like that with our pictures on them, and you can get them now for $9.99, or you can get the whole set for $29.99 plus shipping and handling.
The Bradford Exchange.
They're only going to go up in value.
I mean, I'll get the glaze out. We'll make them ourselves. We'll get some gold trim on there, the little leaf. I used to the Danbury mint shit. I always thought was cool as a kid. They had this like really awesome Aston Martin from Goldfinger.
Dude, they made really cool fucking little mini stadium things too.
The only thing I have from them is a couple years back, my mom's boyfriend bought me the Danbury mint rock plate. And so back there on the shelf, there's just this random styrofoam box. And in it is one of those. So when I have space, I guess I'll put it up. I was cleaning up.
Stooges one.
Speaking of cleaning up, though, I found my King of the Hill glasses, the ones that the lady from the show gave me. So I'm going to eventually put those up. They're the Longhorns with Bobby Hill on them is the Longhorn. I love that show. So, by the way, Jim Sterling, thank you very much. That is my new favorite episode, better than the Troubles with Tribbles. Our friend Layden Swallow, thank you very much for your super generous super chat. He says, I wasn't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead, Ren and Stimpy, nor Nightmare Before Christmas off the rental shelf. Got to see most everything after visiting Universal Studios at 10 years old. What did you think of ST yesterday, Jefe? Jamaram. What's ST yesterday? I'll look at the regular messages, because if it stands for Star Trek, I didn't watch any Star Trek yesterday. I haven't watched it in years. I did watch the new X-Men show, so that was a pretty solid closer. Could have been better. Anyway, you mentioned Beavis and Butthead. I actually had a picture of Ren and Stimpy. So Ren and Stimpy was a show that my mom didn't really like, but she didn't tell me I couldn't watch it. She just thought it was weird.
That was my experience. Like, I watched Beavis and Butthead with my dad. Like, my dad would get home from work, and I'd be like, dude, hurry up. Beavis and Butthead's about to come on. And we would, like, watch Beavis and Butthead together. Because he would laugh at it when I wasn't laughing at it, because him and Mike Judge are approximately the same age. So, like, he got all the fucking boomer jokes that went over my head. Like, I didn't get. And I just got the funny cartoon humor out of it, whereas he actually got the, jokes with the dialogue that kids would miss. Ren and Stimpy I would watch. My parents thought it was stupid. They didn't understand it, but they didn't tell me not to watch it. They just thought it was, retarded. And Night Before Christmas, my mom fucking took me to see that in the theaters. So
I saw that one in the theater too.
We had it on tape. Like, that was totally okay. There was nothing wrong there. Like, so I got to watch all those. Like I said, I even watched Beavis and Butthead. I watched it with my dad. And when they came out the new ones, I sent him a message like, hey, they're bringing back Beavis and Butthead. He's like, it probably won't be as good as it used to be. I'm like, you're probably right, but still, like,
joke's on him. It's as good.
My dad is 70 years old, and he will still occasionally say something about, calling himself the Great Cornholio. And I'm like, Dad, that is a 35-year-old joke that even I don't make. So kudos to you, old man.
My mom liked Beavis and Butthead and let me watch it as a kid. She actually rented the movie. And to this day, anytime something about Las Vegas comes up, she talks about the sluts in Vegas. So I'm just saying, like, that shit is burned into this household right here, man. Beavis and Butthead.
So many you won't know what to do.
Look at this old guy. He scored like 1,000 times. Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
We were going to Flint. It was like my senior year for football camp down at Carmen Ainsworth. And I'm riding with my coach. There's like 6 of us in his van, and he had the TV with the VCR in it in his conversion van. So I was like, can I bring a movie? He's like, yeah. So I brought Beavis and Butthead Do America, and we watched that on the way down there. And like, he got sick of it because we watched it every time we got in the van on the way to and from camp to the hotel. So we were constantly just quoting that. And on like the second day of camp, he took my tape away. And then I remember, because I was friends with his kid, and I came over his house the weekend after camp, giving me my VHS back. He goes, here, I'm never going to have to see this again.
Yeah. Like I remember watching the movie with my dad, and like, I didn't understand the peyote scene at all. Like, I had no idea when Beavis like, it's a cactus. There's got water in it. And he starts eating it, and all the shit goes crazy, and it's fucking White Zombie playing and everything. He was cracking up. He thought it was hilarious. I had no idea what was happening. I'm like, I just am like, there's these visuals and White Zombie, and I don't get it. But like, I was 13, and he was like laughing because he realized they were on a fucking trip, because he grew up in the 70s, so he knew what that shit was all about. And I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's happening here.
It's a good song too. It's the one of 5 Rob Zombie songs I don't hate.
Let's start.
Yeah. Low bar, Dion. Low bar.
Yeah, it's not very high bar, because I'm trying to think of Rob Zombie songs I don't hate either, and standalone Rob Zombie, maybe
Well,
two.
White Zombie.
Oh, okay. Well, that raises the bar. Like White
I've
Zombie.
seen him in concert 3 times.
It doesn't surprise me.
I would go see him in concert.
His concerts, his stage show is freaking amazing.
So here's what we do. So we have a long-standing tradition on this show, folks, where if somebody's not here, we typically make fun of them, beat the shit out of them because they're not here to defend themselves. And we would do it even if they were here to defend themselves, because we're friends and that's what we do. Nick is not here right now. I don't know if you noticed or not, but the smell of lotus root and Indian spices just isn't permeating your noses right now. We should find out if he ever's doing a show again, and we should fucking drag Nick to that show.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if he's performing this year.
If there is a Rob Zombie concert anywhere in the next calendar year, we need to just be like, hey, Jeff, don't even say that's what we're doing. Just say we're doing something. And Nick will pull the whole, oh, I'm single, I don't have kids, I can go and do whatever I want card. And he'll do that because he's predictable. And we will all show up, and then we just won't tell him we're taking him to Rob Zombie. We'll say, hey, dude, there's a fucking show here tonight. Let's go see it. And
Rob Zombie is going to be in Nick's home area in 10 days. We should go do it then.
That's a bit short notice.
I'd say I would even go to that because Nick has been on my channel and complained about Rob Zombie before because the Halloween movies have come up, which I hate with a passion that burns brighter than a million suns because they're god awful. But yeah, he's complained about Rob Zombie's music before on my channel too. And I was like, he knows I like the dude's stage show. And when he came out with, what was that song? Everybody's fucking in a UFO in like 2017. I went to see him down at Pine Knob, and that he had a big ass robot on the stage. It was badass. Okay. And I was on mushrooms, but that's another story.
10 days is a bit short of a turnaround, especially since football starts next week.
The Lions are playing tonight, baby.
That's right.
Or the Bengals.
I meant my football that I coach.
I'm torn. I love the Bengals, but the Lions are my team.
Yeah, but the Bengals are winning.
I haven't seen the score since I was up. What's the score?
6-13.
You know who cares about preseason games and preseason results?
16.
Fans of bad teams.
God damn it.
Hey, Kendo, are you excited for the what team does Patrick Mahomes play for? Oh yeah, the Chiefs. Are they going to have a good preseason?
I don't really care. They could go 0 for. They went 0 for the year they won the Super Bowl like twice. Like,
you mean
my main thing is, did any of the starters get hurt? No. Okay then.
Well, it's Patrick Mahomes, Kermit D. Frog here.
Preseason in the NFL is literally just to get some first team reps for a couple of games and get a bunch of kids out there to play to see who's going to get cut when you got to make a 53-man roster. That's all preseason's for.
I ain't going to lie.
Also, money for the owners. That's the only reason why preseason exists. It's reps and who are we going to fucking cut.
Yep.
Whose dream is about to die? Who's about to die and go to the practice squad?
That Thursday night game last week with Carolina,
which
was really
is
good, though.
Ridiculous that we got an amazing preseason game where it came down to the last second that I didn't even watch because I typically don't even watch preseason. I just read the reports the next day.
The Carolina one?
I don't give a shit about preseason. Yeah,
dude, me and my son stayed up and watched that.
The funny thing is, Dion and I were making and exchanging jokes the day after that game, and I don't think either one of us watched it, but we were exchanging jokes about Jacoby Brissett because Carson Beck was just fucking lighting shit up, and the Cardinals just had signed Jacoby Brissett to this fucking extension for a lot of money. And it was me sending him a video of these people crying while this guy's patting him on the back, and it says Jacoby Brissett being told he has to give all that money back after watching Carson Beck ball out.
Dude, though, homeboy from Carolina, what's his name? Last name, what was it?
Shoot.
Is it King? Is it something King? I can't remember his name. He's a rookie though. The court, and that was his first time. He come in, he lit it up. I was like, God damn, rush for that touchdown at the end of the game. And dude is quick too. Like I said, I had no idea who he was. And my son is an NFL freaking guru already. Cause that's all it's Fortnite and football. He's just a sponge for it. So he's like, damn. Oh yeah, he was drafted here and da. And he's rattling off all this stuff. I'm like, how the hell do you know all this?
Well, great. It's something like a war, which we're going to all find out about. Well, not us personally, but the Utes will when, we have to start drafting them because things keep going wrong in the Middle East.
All right, I'll tell you what, whose fault that is, man. Oh, never mind.
I'm just glad to be old.
Hey, you want to spend some time in Venezuela, son?
Yeah. There's a reason why I'm pushing the life to get the kid registered so he can get his other passport for his other country he's a citizen of. Because I'm like, if this shit's still going on in 14 years, you're going to school in another country. Yes, I am telling my kid to dodge a draft, and there's a reason for it. Pete knows.
I got a private school lined up in Argentina. I mean,
Layden Swallow, thank you very much. By the way, I saw Nightmare Before Christmas in theaters, and I was pumped for it, and I saw it, and I didn't really like it after that. It was a commercial that sold me toys, but I just didn't love the movie. And now I watch it as an adult, and I don't like it.
I don't like the weird relationship culture around Jack and the chick in it. There's like a weird subset of people that are like, I don't know. It's kind of like the fan base to like Rick and Morty. Like when you could enjoy the show, but if you joined like Facebook groups and you delve into the fan base, it's like,
yeah,
ew, you people are fucking weird. Like
that's
called the Tim Burton effect, brother.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like I enjoyed the show Rick and Morty. The fans made me hate Rick and Morty.
Yep, that was it. After 2 seasons and 2 episodes of season 3, I tapped out and never went back. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Folks in the chat, what's something where the fandom turns you off? Because
Star Wars.
Star Wars did it itself to me. The people,
yeah, but the fans didn't help.
You have done that yourself.
When people were calling me a bunch of names, some of which I was offended by at the time, no longer am I offended by. In terms of my views on new Star Wars, it was the fans didn't help. The movies did it to themselves. Yes, the oversaturation of content. Yes. But the bootlicking fans absolutely drove. Like, let me put it this way. I was hurt when Star Wars came out and was bad. But I could walk it off. The fans came in and they just took the knife and plunged it in. And said, you are all these
things. Brute?
Because, yes, they at 2 brute'd my ass. I mean, 43 dagger shots is a lot. But that 44th was the one that just really did it. And it was from the fans when they were like, you are this, this, and this. And they all ended in ist because I didn't like Rey Skywalker. Like,
well, they're all ists too. Apologists for shitty movies.
My favorite is still Incel. That's still from the whole Star Wars Captain Marvel era. That's still my favorite. I'm like, I get called that and I'm like, I've been married for 17 years and I've got a kid.
So
like,
yeah, it still applies then because I was gonna say I'm not in. So I'm wait, no, never mind. I am married.
Right. and then you're like, oh yeah, I've been married for 17 years and I've got a kid.
Yeah, never mind. You're right.
Never mind. You're right.
I am involuntarily celibate, not because I couldn't have sex with a woman, because I got married to one, and we just doesn't happen anymore. But
yeah, the best piece of advice I could give you is never get married.
Yeah.
Well,
the best abstinence tool is wedding cake.
Yeah. Why buy the cow when you get your milk for free? See?
Yeah. Pull on all the teeth you want.
Yeah. You'll have a lot of time to be pulling teeth if you're not married. See? I don't know why.
You guys make me happy not to be married every
gangster.
week.
Oh,
you sound like a Mid-Atlantic announcer.
Yeah, see? I was going to Howard Cosell.
The extra income is nice.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Mr. Howard Cosell, here with you with Dion Green, Kendo Slice, and Jeff Hicks here on WCBS episode 499. There you go.
I like
it.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Howard. Pleasure to be here.
Now do Joe Buck. Do Joe Buck. Joe Buck's really easy.
Joe Buck.
You get really dramatic, and then you say, no flags.
I'm not wearing makeup now. How about that, Caliendo, you fat bastard? You remember that when Frank Caliendo was ribbing Joe Buck about the makeup, and Buck came on with Troy Aikman to defend Troy's honor against the evil Frank Caliendo with no makeup on.
So I could never impersonate Tony Romo, but I've drank about 4 beers. Now I can.
Oh, yeah.
Dion, that
you
video
never say that man is not prepared because he fucking stretched before his damn his damn sobriety test, and that
was
me
literally a
laugh
week
so
worth of me and Dion's friendship was just talking about Tony Romo and everything that came out the next day. Because like every day it was like, wake up in the morning, did Dion send me a message? No. What happened with Tony Romo? Oh, I gotta send this to Dion. The body cam videos. Has Dion seen this? No, he hasn't.
Listen, our minds and our souls are ready for football so much that Tony Romo has brought more love and appreciation to at least 2 households since his ass got arrested. Oh, good God! What
He was,
did you see?
he was so
When
happy.
he asked her, "Should I pass?" She's just like, she's like, "Well, turn around." He just goes, "Oh, well."
That was my son sent me that. Somebody put it like the video on YouTube as a short, and he's sitting there. So he got a phone, so he texted it to me. I woke up in the morning to that because he gets up before I do. It's summertime, and I wake up to that video, and I was watching, going like, "Holy!" That's like the first thing I see is like Tony Romo got arrested. Yeah, it was like the most polite, like drunk driving arrest I think I've ever seen.
And that's the kick in the dick is like he was so cool about it. Like that didn't reach the levels of Dion and I obsessing over Mark Sanchez getting stabbed by an old man after he tried to fight him. Like with that one, we were both like, dude, the Sanchez is a total asshole for this. He deserves all the bad things. But Tony Romo, like, it's funny because it's Tony Romo, but he seems cool about it, so I don't know how I feel about it. He probably shouldn't have been driving drunk, but he took his lumps. He was like, yeah, all right, cool. You got me, it's fine. But like with at least Mark Sanchez, he's like, the Mark Sanchez story was different because it was like Mark Sanchez was stabbed overnight. It's like, holy shit, Mark Sanchez got stabbed, and it's like, we've got video now of him fucking attacking a guy, because it just the way it came out was like, he was in an alley in Indianapolis at 2 a.m. Then it was like, why is he in this alley at 2 a.m? Then it was, he had nothing to do with the situation. He was just drunk off his ass and started yelling at a guy for parking his truck where he parked it he wasn't the fucking parking police. He was not the meter maid. Why is he getting his panties in a jumble about this? And then it was, oh, the guy stabbed him. Wait, he punched him for the guy's 75? And then it's just snowballed from there.
The master of the butt fumble got in a fight with an almost octogenarian in an alley in Indianapolis and got stabbed after punching him. That is amazing. That is an autobiographical
sprints in an alley.
Dude, it's like when you start that with in an alley in Indianapolis at 2 a.m, and I'm like, well, I've been in an alley in Indianapolis at 2 a.m.
So
yeah, I've been with you.
Yeah, exactly. We were together.
Yeah. You were holding court. Dion was carrying a pizza the wrong way, like a fucking. Why were you carrying a pizza like that, dude? That's what
Because I've been drinking, man.
We shut every place we were at down. Like we were like the last people to leave every place.
Yeah, especially what was that, Giordano's? We took a whole big group into Giordano's and they fucked up the pizza. They had to remake it. It was a great time though. Good people.
It was fun. I drank a lot of whiskey that
night. I remember being present but not present for the night.
That's when I was storytelling.
Dude, that's why, like I said, you were holding court. That's my favorite. It's post Loudy's wedding where you're like, you got a million stories. That's why we got to get you away from the family so we can go have another one of those trips.
Yep.
Well,
all right.
There's a chance for one of those trips, and I'm going to tell you why. NASCAR has been slowly releasing their schedule. They're doing better than the NFL. The NFL's like, our schedule release is coming out. And as Dion knows, they talk about it and they hype it. It's coming out on whatever day. But for the entire week before it, they're releasing shit. They're teasing all these games. Week 1 is out before they even get to the schedule release. All the primetime shit is out. And then they give you the schedule. You're like, but we've already nut. It's like jerking on it after it's already gone off. What's the point here? But NASCAR's been doing something similar, but they haven't been teasing it. They've just been throwing shit out there. And let me check the date on this. NASCAR Indianapolis 2027. NASCAR will be going to the Indy Speedway, the big one. It's still to be determined, but it's most likely going to be July of 2027. Guess who does not work in July of 2027? Right here. Guess who could go home and go to Indianapolis in July of 2027? Right here, right here, right here. And I have shit that belongs to Pete because I told Pete I was going to give him all my G.I. Joe shit that I was found. including that fucking big old huge machine with the fucking nukes on it and all
I'm
that
so
stuff.
excited for that.
So we could do a big old fucking thing next year in Indianapolis around the fucking Brickyard 400. We don't have to go to the race. I mean, I'll take Doof and drop him off.
I'd go to the race if you were going.
Fine, let's go watch the races. That's fine. They're racing
I'd
around
go.
the track. All right,
I've never been to a NASCAR race. The last time I went to a race was a dirt track in my hometown.
Oh, Kendo, it's officially July 25th, 2027.
There you go. So July 25th, 2027, it's WCBS Day at the races. Come out, enjoy the races, be racist with us, watch the races around the track. We'll call it Racist Fest 2027 because we love racing. And we'll come out. We'll be in Indianapolis. We'll go to Stelmo's. We just won't tell people when we're going. And I'll bring Pete all my G.I. Joe shit. And
not at the restaurant, please.
No, I will not bring that to Stelmo's. I've
been playing with my G.I. Joe stuff on the table at
Pete
Stelmo's.
won't show up. I'll give it all to him at the hotel or the Airbnb. And be like, hey, it's time for dinner. And fucking Pete's got all the G.I. Joes out. And he's fucking... He's got it all going. He'll be like, why is this guy missing his legs? He'll be like, I had a dog.
Dude,
but
we're
he fits
getting
really well in
Airbnb
the
for this
canoe.
now. We'll have it in multiple rooms. We'll have fucking Cobra Commander upstairs. He'll fall down the steps. It'll be
Be
good.
like, yes, that is an attack cat. And yes, that is the fucking F-14 Strike Force plane I'm giving you, even though it's an F-14 and I shouldn't, but I am because I'm your friend. And we'll have a good time.
I got wood. I mean.
And then, Doof will be 17 at that point, so we can start to introduce him to debaucherous shit.
Well, he's your responsibility, not
He
ours.
is, because he's a minor.
Yeah.
But the year after that, he'll be 18, and he's on his own.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be hanging out with us then, too.
Yeah,
now,
like, it's time for you to stop being scared of driving on the highway, Doof. Let's go.
Now, if we show him this, he'll probably be scared to watch the show, but we did have a request for this button. So thank you very much
Old
for that.
friend.
My favorite one of all time. Overkill. Actually, it's tied between Jamaram and... I just like that clip. Overkill 161 says, Pounding Produce Productions presents Fried Pickle Fucker Tomato. Fried Pickle Fucker Tomatoes. Pickle Fucker Reloaded and Pickle Fucker Tui and the first 48 Pickle Fuckers.
Oh, shit,
What
Pickle
happened?
Fucker Story. Pickle Fucker Story 2. Pickle. That's not nice. My kid loves those movies. I shouldn't be calling them Pickle Fucker movies.
Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Pickle Fucker.
Yeah.
Or I'd rather watch Pickle Fucker Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pickle
Oh,
Fucker
yeah.
Takes Manhattan.
Oh,
Better
yeah.
film.
Way
Wait.
better.
I saw it
Kendo,
in the theater.
Isn't Pickle Fucker the guy from Clerks 2?
It is. Clerks 2.
Jason Lee? Okay.
Yeah.
Chasing Amy's Jason Lee.
Yeah, and then they
His
have to
was
go to
able
the
to
fucking
stay
go-karts,
wedged.
and when they come back, Elias is burning down the fucking movies.
That is where Clerks should have ended, dude. You talk about a franchise that doesn't need a third film. Clerks 3 doesn't need to exist.
As much as I love Clerks, and you know I do, and as much as I like Clerks 2, I've still never watched Clerks 3 because I have it on good authority from people I trust that I shouldn't watch that movie, and I have not watched it. Even though it's free on YouTube, it's free on the Tubby. I had a chance to watch it the other day when Nick was here and we were watching The Great Outdoors. I'm like, no, I draw the line right there. We're not doing that. We're gonna watch Super Troopers instead, and we did.
I object. I'm not into that movie. I just don't want to watch this shit happen. I mean this with all due respect as an artist myself. You do put yourself and your stuff into the work, your life, but your problems don't supersede what you've built beforehand. So if Kevin Smith wanted to tell a story about his heart attack and his life and his death and all this stuff that happened, make a separate movie. Don't make
and we
Dante
should be in
from
it since
Clerks.
we gave him the heart attack.
Yeah, us, me personally. Thanks, Mundane Matt. But like, why is Kevin Smith making Clerks depressing and lame like he is? Just he should have left it where they rode off into the sunset. Dante and Randall own the quick stop. He marries Rosario Dawson. All is well. But no, because Kevin Smith is a bitch. We have to have him go, well, I almost died, so Dante's got to die. And Randall's almost got to die. And Rosario Dawson, oh, they never got
Gotta
married.
marry
And the kid-
Cory Booker.
Yeah, and the kid fucking died. It's like, what are you, dude? I get it that you're like fucked up in the head, but don't ruin the one thing you had left. Like even Jay and Silent Bob are depressing to watch these days.
Dude, Jane Silent Bob reboot sucked so bad. The only good part of that was Chris Jericho as a Klansman. That was the only part of the movie I liked. That was like the only thing that made me laugh.
I'll never watch Clerks 3. I enjoyed Clerks 1, great movie. Clerks 2, I enjoyed it. Not as good as the first one, but it was fun.
It was a good story ender.
Yeah, I have no interest in a Clerks 3, and I am absolutely that's the first time I've heard Mundane Matt's name referenced in
I know, right?
That's because
years.
Anytime Kevin Smith's heart attack's brought up, we have to mention it because apparently we were responsible, specifically Jeff.
He said that once. I was like, "You're a fucking ass." Like, what a dumb thing to say.
And he's shaped.
Did I also cause the Hindenburg to explode? Yes, I did.
You sure did, Jeff.
The
I was
Titanic was my fault, you son of a bitch. Like,
the Titanic did not hit an iceberg and hit Jeff.
Oh boy,
yeah.
we found somebody to take the blame. I mean,
he was the guy in the crow's nest. He fucked it up for everybody. Everybody go
I'm
home.
sorry. Yeah.
This ship sinking was promised to Jeff 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Hi, I know who did it, bud. I'll tell you on my own podcast.
Well, they can kiss my ass all the way down. Enrique Vasquez, thank you very much. He says, "Hail WCBS." He's been a member for 42 months. "Hail WCBS. I wasn't allowed to watch the nude scenes and I had to cover my eyes. Simpsons, Beavis and Butthead, and Hellraiser. With my kid, I'll try to block overly stupid shows like Coco Melon or Cancer. What the fuck is Cancer Kid?
Don't know, but Coco Melon is not allowed in this house.
no, that's garbage.
I would rather.
He used to watch it, but I'm like, no.
When I do have kids, like cartoons I'll introduce will be like Batman when they're the right age, because it's not about me liking Batman. It's that it's a narrative structure that makes you pay attention for 24 minutes. You have to figure out the stuff and piece it together. Of course, when you're super little, you're just watching the colorful action and shit. But at least you're being exposed to logical progression, which helps you put shit together. There's reasoning involved with this. But when it gets like some of this stuff, it's like the Skibbity toilet. That offers no value to anybody.
No.
And what is some of the, like, is Coco Melon just garbage? Like,
so Coco Melon is garbage because it's got a lot of bright flashing colors and it like is only 2 minutes at a time. There was a few things with Coco Melon I'd let him watch, like the singing and the freeze dance and things like that, because he was up moving around, he was singing and stuff like that. But like some of the other stuff, it's just like it doesn't offer any value. He grew out of it on his own, thank God. Miss Rachel, he grew out of on his own. Right now, he watches a lot of Danny Go, and I'm okay with Danny Go. Danny Go seems pretty good. Singing, dancing, moving, doing like fake video game running through stuff. And it's like a participation thing for the kids. He loves Danny Go. He watches Ninja Turtles a lot. That's me. That is 100% me, and I will fucking fall on that sword every fucking day. He'll watch, and it'll be all of them. Here's the funny thing. He won't watch 1987 Ninja Turtles, but he loves like 2003 and the 2012 Ninja Turtles ones I didn't really watch. What else does he fucking watch? He watches a lot of stuff on YouTube Kids. The stuff with like the kids, the Russian kids and living in Dubai, and they're like all these like big ass fucking toys constantly. I try to block that shit because I'm like, he doesn't need to watch that. He needs to watch more educational shit, not daddy buy me all these new toys.
I went through that phase.
I mean, pull up the YouTube Kids and see what he's. But I let him watch Danny Go. Danny Go's fine. He loves cars, like Disney stuff, like kids Disney stuff. I'm okay with because it's not as retarded as some of the like stuff for the adults. He watches he loves the fucking Minions, and I'm fine with that.
Oh hell yeah!
Super Kitties. He likes Super Kitties because he loves cats. That's fine. Cars. I'm seeing what else he watches. Noodle and Pals. That's like singing and stuff. That's fine. The Gummy Bear. That's fine. He loves cat videos. And Handyman Hal. He likes to watch Handyman Hal because Handyman Hal goes and like fucking plays mini golf and shit.
I am too old to
He'll
watch
watch
all
Blippi.
these shows.
Mine's like 11, so he just watched the whole Scream franchise with my wife. They watched every Scream movie. You know, he's the one that sits there. Like we were playing cribbage the other day, and he's like, "Let's watch a movie while I play cribbage."
Cribbage,
yeah,
that's an old people's game.
He plays that with my father-in-law all the time. I actually like it. I just learned how to play, and I got pretty good at it. So I play a lot of Yahtzee too. So I am old.
So When's your walker coming in there, buddy?
Next week.
Yeah.
The way my knees
we're gonna
are
go play
after-
cribbage.
All right, I'm gonna go toss. Let's go play cricket, you bigot. Come on.
We got a cribbage game, and then we're
Game
gonna do
of
some
me
hearts and
countrymen.
spades.
What was that? He was afraid of that one video, right? The something of a bear. Dion, you know that video?
the rare uncut footage of a bear.
Yeah, it's like those Adult Swim ones where the lady
That
takes all the
scared
pills.
the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even want to scare the kid. I just thought it was funny for everybody to see, and then I was like, "Oh God, I traumatized him."
That's I still torture him with the too many cooks thing. I put that on at wrestling the other night. Only like 2 or 3 people there got it. I was like, I just put it on my phone. All of a sudden you hear like 2 or 3 start singing along. I'm like, all right, y'all are cool. The rest of you kids need to learn this shit.
It takes a lot to make a stew.
I'm feeling pretty good. My kid also likes to watch monster trucks and NASCAR, so I'm like, I think we're okay. He wants to watch football, and I keep having to tell him it's not football season. You gotta wait. But he's 4. He has no patience for anything, and I've been teaching him how to read a calendar lately, and I've been drawing the pictures on there about what we have to do each day. Like this is a picture of your big school. This is when you go to big school. Here's a picture of home when you're at home with the people around you. We're at home all day. Here's Sunday. There's a church when you go to church with mommy. And next month the calendar is going to have church and a football on there to say this is a day for touchdown. We can watch touchdown this day. And
Touchdown Jesus.
Yeah, touchdown Jesus. Yeah, he loves church and he loves touchdown.
He fried
He
for our
drove the
sins.
snakes out of Ireland.
Yeah. No, that was St. Patrick. Well, never mind.
Jesus is in him too, bud.
I don't know.
Wait, you've never,
The
Pete? You've
candy's
never
kicking
seen the
in.
Touchdown Jesus?
No.
You probably drove by it because it's in between Cincinnati and Michigan. It was a statue.
I probably did. I don't remember it.
Well, would you like to guess what happened to Touchdown Jesus?
What happened to touchdown?
It got struck by lightning. And
No.
it burnt down.
I mean, he did say to make no engraved images and shit. So I guess
That's
it
the
tracks.
joke. I just love it. There's
You know.
some people have bumper stickers that says "Touchdown Jesus." He fried for our sins. So it's a legend
To be-
around here.
To be fair, that actually biblically tracks too, so it works. Like,
Yeah. False idols.
Yeah, it's like, you should make engraven images of the Lord. I mean, it's different. You can make pictures of them. It's not like we're a Middle Eastern religion where you can't make the picture without getting your head chopped off or something like that, or canceled by Comedy Central. But that's neither here nor there.
Enrique wasn't done. He says he can watch Batman the Brave and the Bold. That's a good show. TMNT 06 and limit Spidey and his
Good
friends, but can't show him war movies yet. He loves T2, just not the nuke scene. Yeah, I don't know what kids are ready for war movies yet. Like,
No, like apparently I was
heavy.
ready for it at 5. But I don't think he's ready for it because he's not as cool and as tough as I was, because I was an 80s kid. So we were fucking harder. But he likes Spidey and his friends. Like, he'll watch that. He'll watch Spidey and his friends. He loves Spider-Man. He just doesn't understand why. But he'll get it. He likes the Batman TV show. We've watched that a few times on BTV. He likes the Batman TV show. We started watching the Batman cartoon, but I don't think he was old enough for it because he couldn't really get into it. Whereas I'm like, dude, this is really good. You got to watch this. This fucking Joker's stealing Christmas. Come on now. And he couldn't get into it. But
it wasn't the right season.
yeah, we watched the Batman movie, like the 1989 Batman movie. Like, he got into parts of it. He would get bored with the dialogue because he's 4, but then as soon as he heard like explosions and glass breaking and shit, he'd come running back down to watch the fight scenes. So like, he likes the action parts of the movie, not so much the dialogue that helps move the plot along that the adults have to pay attention to.
As soon as Nick gives me that copy of RoboCop, I'm gonna make an edited version for him.
Dude, I guarantee if I said, "Do you want to watch RoboCop?" and he says yes, he's gonna be fucking stoked because he legit gets offended if he sees this show end and does not see RoboCop. That's why I had you send me that video clip. I'm like, because that night, like, she took him upstairs and she's like, he won't get in the shower. He's screaming about RoboCop. I'm like, and I sent it. I sent the video to her. I said, just show him this, and he will calm down. And Instead, she fucking turned RoboCop on TV. She found it streaming somewhere and fucking turned on. I'm like, no, you can't watch the movie. That will fuck him up. He can't. He's not ready for that yet. I was like, he's not even going to be RoboCop in the movie for like 20 minutes. And there's going to be some really fucking horrible.
Yeah, she gonna see the Murphy getting shot and be like, "What the fuck?"
I was gonna say,
there's like 20 minutes of like really awful shit that's going to happen before RoboCop comes out.
Yeah,
it's becoming RoboCop. That's the problem.
Yeah, everything after the 20 minutes is fine. It's after.
I did
the stuff where he's remembering who he is and his family's gone and he realizes he's dead. It's not so great, but he's 4. He won't understand.
I'll cut it out.
Existential crisis.
What I'll do is I'll start the movie where RoboCop just gets in the chair or gets out of the chair and like walks in the thing. I'll do the music, the RoboCop thing, and then it'll fade to that, and it'll just be all the action scenes minus the part
you can even leave him shooting. You can even leave him shooting the dude in the dick because he refers to as pewing bad guys. Because he'll walk in and he'll see like gunshots going off, and like he was watching me, dude. The other day I was playing Just Cause 3. Okay, this was like 2 weeks ago before I had to go back to work and I had time. And I'm playing Just Cause 3, and I'm just like fucking lighting up the map because I got to liberate these people, right? Medici needs to be free. And he's like, "Daddy, why are you pewing those guys?" I'm like, "Because they're assholes." And he goes, "Oh, they're assholes." I'm like, I mean, they're communists. Same thing." And I'm just like fucking just laying waste like this entire fucking thing. And he just kept referring to him as pewing the bad guys. And then it's always like, why did the bad guy get pewed? I'm like, you answered the question yourself. He's a bad guy.
I'm terrible in that game, though. I'll take the grappling hook and shoot the dude in the head, and then I'll, like, pull it up on something and have him hang from his head, but then I'll pull it on his feet and try to stretch him apart. I wish they would rip it in half, but, it's not that detailed of a game.
It's not that detailed, but I do like the grappling hook them to, like, the tower and then shoot them while they're hanging there with the grappling hook. That makes me... feel better about killing commies.
What's a fun one, Kendo, is when you attach the grapple and you pull them, press B, and it'll let go and it'll fling them across the map. That's even funnier to just watch them ragdoll over a mountain like this.
Yeah. I like lining it up to where I can like grapple kick them off the fucking antennas and watch them tumble down.
Damn.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's
my jam.
I got the game right here. This was gifted to me by a friend who found it at a like a little flea market.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fully it's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons style like dice game. And it's got like all different character strengths and everything in there. I'm like, he's like, I thought you'd have some fun with this. I'm like, that's just such a cool thing to just keep. I'm like, yep. And that one's actually been played. There's like characters in there too. It's kind of, I was just reading through it. I'm like, this is wild. It's like from the 80s, I think.
Based on that art, it definitely looked like it.
I've got some breaking news.
What's that?
From Rodatelli Productions. For nearly 30 years, Postal has found new ways to cause trouble. Now it has found another one, comic books. The first ever Postal comic is live on the Kickstarter.
Oh, God.
Somebody is making verify my email address. I have paid for Kickstarter. In fact, Nick and I are still waiting on something that was supposed to be delivered to us 8 months ago, and it still hasn't showed up yet. But, we eagerly await. Let's see, when did this come out, and when will it be done? Folks in the chat, tell us your memories of the game and or movie Postal.
By the way, folks, you don't have to wait 8 months. You can get yourself Stealing Solo 2 right now over on stealingsolo.com. It features the guys and I. Well, it's a follow-up to the original, which features a group of disgruntled Star Wars fans who kidnap Harrison Ford and force him to remake Star Wars in their basement. And if you want something a little more epic and longer, check out Wokebusters. This is the Ghostbusters 2016 cover where they all died. So there you go.
Yeah. So the Postal comic book has 27 days left to go. It has 806 backers. They were looking for 80,000. They have $119,393. Let's see what can I get if I back this project, because I probably will. Fucking the game was fun as shit. The movie was not as good, but it is. So you can get a digital copy for $15. You can get for $30. You can get the digital bundle, which is digital copy, Kickstarter exclusive, blah, blah,
well,
blah.
hold on. They got to pay me to promote their books. So
you're right. You're right. Fuck you.
Yeah. Anyway, Leighton Swallow says, sorry, Starship Trooper anime. I haven't had a chance to watch it. Dion, did you know there's a Starship Trooper inspired anime from the 80s that's closer to the book than the movie?
I did not
It's
know
called.
that.
Is it called Roughnecks? Something like that. I believe.
Bladen Swallow, let me know what it is in the chat.
Somebody brought that up to me before because we were discussing Starship Troopers because I bought the trilogy in a 3-pack and I still haven't watched 2 and 3. But yes, somebody brought up the anime and said it was actually really good.
I want to say that's accurate because I think I've heard that before, but let me.
I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. It was a couple of years ago. It just kind of stuck out now that Bladen Swallow.
Okay, yes, Roughnecks, Starship Troopers Chronicles, 1999.
Oh no, this is a different one called Starship Troopers Chapter 1 from 1988.
Well, there you go.
Oh, okay.
It actually looks pretty damn awesome. Hold on, let's pull up an image of it. It's nothing like the movie. You want to know more? Well, Dion, yes. I think you would enjoy it. Maybe you could show the kids since they like bright, colorful shit. Who doesn't? But yeah, this is it. This is a real anime. It's just called Starship Troopers, and they wear these mech suits. So, no Johnny Rico, sadly. Well, at least what we know is Johnny Rico.
But they're mechs, and that's cool. Mechs are always cool.
Yeah, mechs are cool. I would hate to draw them for frames of animation, but, you know.
Dude, you know how much that would suck? That would suck a lot.
I don't like drawing cars and shit, so.
That's probably why they forcefully make people in China do that.
They have to wear mech suits in China now just to breathe?
Yeah. Oh, Pikachu, please don't sue.
By the way, it is on YouTube. I just found it myself, Bladen Swallow. Thank you.
There you go.
Enrique Vasquez says, Cancer Kid Caillou. Fuck that show. Excellent.
Wait, Caillou is a cancer kid?
I think he's the bald kid, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just remember seeing like advertisements on like PBS and stuff like that for like the Caillou show, but I never watched it because I was an adult, so I had no frame of reference. I didn't know Caillou was the cancer kid. Why would you make a show about a kid with cancer?
I had to look it up. I had no idea what it was.
There's plenty of St. Jude's commercials out there.
Those commercials are pulling at your heartstrings for money.
Yeah, well,
dude.
I mean, that's a decent. No, that's ASPCA.
That's the sad dog commercial.
Oh, right, my bad. Wrong doughy eyes.
Yeah. Either way, they want your money, Dion.
Yeah, those are neglected animals, not children with diseases. Still,
dude, the commercials that I can't take. I think we have entered the dystopia where Farmers Insurance owns like 29% of airtime because I see. It's not an exaggeration. I probably see 15 Farmers ads a day.
Dude, 100%. The other day I was watching Tubi and it popped up and you know how now it'll tell you have an ad and it gives you like one of however many and the countdown clock is on there.
Yep.
It was one of 3 and I had 75 or 30 seconds per ad. Netflix gives you the whole runtime. That's at least, rather wide of them. But it was like one of 3, 30 seconds. And it was the Farmers one where they're like fucking singing and they're all in pink. Clock's down. Next ad pops up. It's the same fucking ad. And it counts down, pops up, and then it's the same fucking ad again. It's like I got 3 Farmers ads in a row. At least the State Farm ads, I hate Bon Jovi, but at least that's my insurance company. So I'm like, hey, I paid for that.
I've never seen that ad. I've seen the ones that actually bother me more than Farmers or Liberty Bibberty because I watch a lot of web TV, like the stuff that'll stream through the TV, and it'll be 5 commercials. Like you said, it'll be the same one 5 times in a row. I'm Liberty Bibberty, and it's that little sponge thing.
Yeah.
I every time I see that, I want to choke somebody. But I've also been tempted to write a letter to Liberty Insurance and Farmers Insurance and just say, due to the abrasive nature and downright abhorrent content in your commercials, I come up with some better thing. And I'll definitely sign my name, Karen Wheeler. I would just bitch and be like, look, I'll never use your insurance because you just bombard me with commercials.
Yeah,
or maybe I'll troll it.
At least Limu and Doug was actually entertaining, especially when Doug gets fucking railed by the security. But State Farm, in their defense, they got Ludacris in their commercials now, and that's fine with me.
Yeah, but Progressive with fucking Flo and all those jabronis. Like, how many times do I need to hear about home and auto saved and bundled? Like,
well, listen, Jake from State Farm tells me about my home and auto getting bundled, and I'm like, hey, I live that every day. But they got Ludacris now, and it's fun. That commercial is actually relatively humorous.
Yep.
If you haven't seen the Ludacris commercial, it's great because they come in and they're like, "This is Ludacris," and all of a sudden Ludacris pops up and he goes, "You called for me? Oh no, wait, And then he looks over, he's like, oh yeah, that is Ludacris. You don't need me. And he calls for State Farm. And then he goes, I'm out of here. And they're like, don't you mean roll out? And he goes, no, I don't. And he disappears.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then
I've seen that.
And then they use the song, and this kills me because like I used to bump Ludacris in my car when I had my subwoofers when I was in my teens and my 20s, and now I'm hearing roll out on a damn, it was like a Lowe's or a Home Depot commercial. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's Lowe's.
I was like, oh God, the songs of my youth are now the commercial jingles. I'm like,
dude, that was 7th grade for me. I remember getting that CD as a kid, and now
I still
in
have
college.
the CD.
In college, Canadian Jamie and I would ride around in his car, fucking listening to Chicken and Beer.
I still have that one too. I have pretty much I think his first 3 or 4 CDs. I still have copies of all of them. Just because, yeah, man, Luda was
great, man.
Awesome. Luda was awesome.
We would drive down the street to the fucking taco place that we could literally walk to from the dorm. It was like a 2-minute walk or a 15-second car ride. And no matter whose car we took, it was Ludacris. The CD would just fucking move from car to car. And we were listening to Ludacris going through the fucking Adobe drive-through in Grand Rapids to get our fucking chode burritos.
Dion, it sounds like us going to Jimmy John's across the street from campus.
Yo, yes, sir.
It's like that was the ultimate sign of laziness. If you ordered Jimmy John's in that dorm, because it was literally across the street.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't see it because it was behind a tree, but it was just cross the street, and there it is. And
Yes,
my
sir.
ass ordered Jimmy John's so many times in college.
It was its own food group, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, the best part was taking the British guy to fucking Adobe because he had no idea what the fucking tacos and burritos were. He had like no clue what to order. And it was fun as shit. But the best part about that place was they had a sign that says no walk-ups because like the kids would just get drunk and walked up. But we were such regulars that we could literally walk up to the drive-thru and they would take care of us.
Hey,
it was like Cheers. They knew us by name. They're like, hey, what's going on? And there would be cars behind us lined up, and we'd just sitting there ordering food, and they'd be like, there's no fucking walk-ups. We're like, we're special. Get home from your hooker date.
The first time he went there, he's trying to order bangers and mash and blood pudding.
Yeah. He's like, what's a taco? And I'm like, it's a taco. You can get them soft or hard, whatever you want. It's kind of like Dick's. And they got meat filling, kind of like Dick's. And then there's some sour cream, kind of like Dick's. And there's some lettuce and tomatoes and some cheese. And, you know, it's fucking
like
works
Dick's.
at 2 o'clock in the morning. Or we could go down there and get some pizza with a lot of sausage, kind of like Dick's.
Yeah, Michigan has a lot of dick foods. Glad I don't live there anymore.
Well, the
Dion
state
gets
is
his
shaped like a
entire
hand,
food.
so it makes sense.
Yeah, the hand job state, Michigan.
Yeah, our state looks like a hand, and our food is all about dicks.
Yeah, air dicking. That's why you got to watch
That's
Ricky Stick. That
Wisconsin,
air
man.
dicking scene.
They're the dick food eaters.
You know,
Yeah.
the donut shops, it's all long johns and fucking round donuts with holes in them. They don't have anything cream filled like Dick's.
Yeah, and this is all just mind blowing to me. Dion, I don't think I can come visit anymore. Can you guys just come down to Ohio?
Coney Islands are a big thing, and what are those? Hot dogs with different stuff
Dion,
on
we're
top
getting
of them.
dragged, bro. We're getting dragged, bro.
Listen, I know. Listen, I ain't taking anything personal coming from the son bitch that lives from Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
But he lived in Michigan for a time, just like I
That was
did.
when he was at his best.
It's not like we're throwing shade without any frame of reference. We both lived there a spell.
Yeah. And it's exactly the way I left it 14 years ago.
When they dug up the horse ranch looking for Jimmy Hoffa, I'm like, I know exactly where that's at because I lived 3 stop signs and 1 right turn away from there.
What do you think actually happened to that guy?
Jimmy Hoffa?
He's ground up in I-75 somewhere. He gone.
I mean, you could look up Michael Franzese or Sammy the Bull, and they both have stories of what happened to Hoffa. They're different, but essentially, he went to that meeting. He left with some people, not under his own free will, and he just did not come home.
Marcus's Red Fox. I actually, my dad took me to that restaurant. It was still open back in it was the early 90s, late 80s. I think it was. We went through there, and yeah, I remember we drove through the parking lot, and he's like, this is where he was, because I knew all this shit about Michigan because he was explaining it to me, and I was always real big on the mafia, and he's like, yeah, that's where they took Jimmy Hoffa from. I was like, wait, really? He's like, yeah, that's where he was kidnapped from. Yeah, well, we're not Italian, so we're not Italian.
There is no mafia. This whole thing, it's just a bunch of bullshit that's made up for fucking movies. There's no such thing as the mafia.
Now, if you're talking Meyer Lansky, that's our people.
Well, no.
Yeah, Hoffa is laying down.
That is
he's
a
at the bottom of the
coincidence,
lake.
and I would appreciate if you stopped noticing.
Where do you rank Hesh on The Sopranos, guys?
Hesh? I actually liked his character.
It made sense.
They gave everything about his character.
As a record producer, it especially made sense that he was making shitloads of money off of artists, especially black ones, and giving them nothing.
I'm
like, yep, that's a record producer. That is a 100% a record producer from the 60s. Well, you got a great sound. Your name's Sam Cooke. We can sell that. Here's $50. I'm going to go make $150 off of this CD or this record.
That's why the character, like when they did that with him, it was like, oh yeah, this all just fell right into place with Hesh.
When Bokeem Woodbine shows up and says, "Here's how much money you made off this guy's recording rights. Here's how much you gave him. We want, just pay for his family." And Hesh was like, I'm not gonna say the verb for what he did to that guy and the money, but he totally did that, and he was like, I ain't paid him. And then Bokeem Woodbine tried to fuck Adriana, and the rest is history.
I gotta rewatch that show.
He tried to fuck Adriana. I can't believe this, Tone. This guy tried to he tried to screw my fiance, Tone. I'm not going to take that. Where's Paulie? We're going to pay him a visit right now.
I'm right here. Paulie's right here.
I don't give a shit about Ash. I want John. He tried to get with my fiance, Tone.
Yeah. Big Pussy died recently. R.I.P. to that
I
guy.
saw that. Vincent Pastore. Also, I remember him more fondly as a gangster from the 1995 comedy, The Jerky Boys.
Yeah.
He was in that one.
Yeah, my buddy sent me a message. He goes, "Hey, Big Pussy died." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, everybody knows that he got shot and fucking thrown in the ocean. This was like 25 years ago. You're late to the party."
I recently acquired the entire Sopranos collection on DVD from one of the other wrestlers. He bought a big box of DVDs, and I have season 1 on first original print VHS. I've got season 2 and 3 on DVD. He gave me 4 through 6. 4, 5, 6, all on DVD. I'm like, sweet. So and I got the whole series now.
Yeah, season 6 was a bit of a letdown.
Oh God, it was the finale. I was one of those people watching it live when the finale hit and the screen just went black. I thought my cable was screwed up. I'm like, I paid the bill. This is bullshit.
I did not watch it live. I woke up in the middle of the night to the radio guy on the news telling me Tony Soprano was dead. And I'm like, that tracks. I kind of figured that was going to happen. And then like the next week, when my buddy gave me the burned DVD of him recording it off HBO and giving it over to me, and I watched it, I'm like, is he dead? Well, screen goes black. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And then my grandma had to explain it to me. She goes, "Remember when Bobby Bacala was talking about when you get whacked?" Because my grandma loved that shit, dude. Yep. I introduced her to The Sopranos. I had never fucking watched The Sopranos. My grandmother was a very conservative woman, very old school, but she loved the gangster shit. And I'm like, there's a show. It's called The Sopranos. And it was like right after my grandfather died. I was like, I got to distract this woman. I got to give her something. So I gave her like the first DVD of the season 1 of Sopranos, like the first 4 episodes, dropped it off, spent the weekend, or took her out, did some shit, and then she gave me the detailed report on Monday. There's nothing like hearing your grandma ask you if you know what a muff diver is. That's gonna make you swerve off the fucking road. Because she like I would take her to her appointments and take her grocery shopping, and she would like give me the fucking the battle report of what happened on this week's episodes of The Sopranos that she was watching. And when they get to the part about Uncle June, like it's sushi, and she's like, and then Uncle June was going out with his girlfriend, and she was telling everybody the story at the hairdressers about how he likes to, do you know what a
He's
muff
one
diver
of the
is?
Bushmen at a Kalahari.
Yeah, she goes, "Do you know what muff diver means?" And I'm like, I'm almost swerving into oncoming traffic at this point. I'm like, I know what it means, but I don't want to hear my grandmother tell me what the fuck that means. And so yeah, it was that was my introduction. Like I'd never watched it. I just gave it to my grandma. Figured she would probably tap out after I started watching it. I'm like, she's got to stop at some point. There's far too much nudity and bad words in this for her. She fucking powered through the whole show and just loved every minute of it. I'm like, damn, grandma must have been a baller back in the days. I just did not know it.
Yeah.
Because then she told me how she read the book or she loved The Godfather. She read the book. And then I read the book, and I'm like reading the part where the chick's getting the abortion that is actually Andy Garcia's character in 3, and about Sonny Corleone's massive rod, and I'm just like, my fucking grandmother read this.
Isn't there's more about what's his name? The enforcer for Don Corleone.
Luca Brasi. He sleeps with the fishes.
Yeah. There's more that expands in the novel about his backstory that's really interesting. I've never read the novel. I've just watched like breakdowns of it because it kind of interested me in one of the channels I does a lot of mafia movie coverage, and so he's talking about the novelization and Luca Brasi's backstory, which is really cool. It explains more about the character.
The book is pretty much Godfather 1 and 2. So like if you're a fan of both movies, you read the book, you get Godfather 1 and 2 in the entire book, because the book's like this thick, so you get both movies out of it. And Godfather 3 shouldn't exist because it's not in the book. And Andy Garcia is the son of Sonny Corleone and his mistress. His mistress had an abortion, and she had a big box, and the plastic surgeon had to fix it because Sonny Corleone tore that shit up with his massive fucking hammer. And yeah, I was like reading this, I'm like, my grandmother read this about fucking his massive hammer and tearing up her fucking box. This is not cool. Why did my grandmother read this? She's so wholesome.
Sonny's Gumar.
I'm a degenerate. I'm supposed to read this.
Sonny's Gumar had him set up out of revenge for vaginal distress.
Mm-hmm. Or it was the Lupertazis. Who knows?
The Lupertazis. The Sopranos are nothing but a glorified crew. New Jersey, what about that thing?
Keep it on. TLJ Screwjob says, my mom got hit on by Big Pussy. She didn't watch the show when he said, I'm Big Pussy. She said, I'm sure you are. He laughed and clarified from The Soprano.
Yeah, that would be an absolute fucking necessity when trying to qualify that statement. You just walk up, hey, I'm Big Pussy. Okay. Vincent Pastore, we don't, unless you're watching that show, don't know you as Big Pussy. Just qualifier, please.
How would you have handled that, Pete, if Michael Imperioli come up to you and said, hi, I'm Michael Imperioli, and you got pissed and said, no, you're Big Pussy? Would you call him
He
out
wouldn't
like
talk to him because he doesn't want no bigots watching his show.
I know. I'd be like, I don't know if I can watch your show there, Christopher Maltasante, because you probably think I'm a bigot there. That's why he suffocated you, because you thought he was a bigot. He was like, no, I'm going to get you first, Christopher. And that's what happened. It'd be awkward if Vincent Pastore hit on my mom.
I mean,
that's dark.
Yeah.
A jar of ashes ain't going to talk back. I mean,
it's almost like she ghosted him.
That's it. Yeah, a lot of guys hit on my mom. She just ghosts them.
Dark humor, folks, on WCBS499.
If I didn't laugh, I'd cry.
Xavier to God, thank you very much for being a member for 42 months. He says, I was watching horror, comedies, R-rated movies since I was 3, mainly because of older siblings and cousins. Watching stuff behind my parents' back, same with games and shows, too. I didn't have to hide anything. Like, it's like, hey, I wanted to watch Jackass. My mom's like, all right, because I didn't want to try that shit. I wasn't dumb. But I have filmed stuff that's like Jackass. I was just the cameraman. But yeah, I never had to sneak around to do anything. I'll tell you this, though, Dion, you'll laugh your ass off. Mm-hmm. I went to an uncle's house. My grandma used to babysit for me, but she lived with my uncle. And so my uncle was gone, and I was putting on a movie when they came back, and they wouldn't let me watch it because they also thought this was a sex movie. Would you like to guess the film that I tried to watch as a kid, but was told no because it's a sex film?
The Mask.
You're not far off.
Oh.
Look, I'll just cut to the chase. It was GoldenEye. They thought GoldenEye was a sex movie, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I've seen this movie a dozen times at this point, but you know, that's okay. They let their kids drink underage, but me watching a James Bond movie is, you know,
that's where you go off the that's where you become a bad kid.
But that would have been the situation where it's like you're like trying to convince your friend who thinks wrestling's gay that wrestling's not gay, and they walk in and like one guy's got the other guy from behind in a bear hug and he's like gripping him real tight and he walks in and he just shakes his head. You would have been watching GoldenEye and they would have walked in and it would have been the scene where Xenia's got like Jay in the thing and she's like leg scissoring him and biting his lip and shit like that. That would have been like the part that they walked in on right there. It wouldn't have been a normal scene in the movie, like a gunfight or something like that. No, it's that scene.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way shit like that happens. They're like, I told you, like, no, it's not like that. I was in the pool. There was shrinkage. I don't.
All right, George. Every time I see a Seinfeld meme, I think of you now. So thanks.
Did you say the Soprano Feld ones? I sent you a couple of those. Those things have been killing me. They come across my feed now. I'm like, oh my God, these are fantastic.
I got to get caught up in all my stuff. I'm behind. And I'm just going to watch The Sopranos tonight, maybe. Xavier to God, though, thank you. I'm trying to... Well, okay, guys. Was there anything that you... I mean, we all had pretty lax upbringing, so we didn't have to really sneak to watch much, but I'm trying to think, like...
I did, because the only thing I had to sneak to watch, we got our first satellite dish in 1987, and my dad's friend was our satellite installer, so we got the black box in addition to the satellite, so we got every single channel, all the pay-per-views, and yes, after about 1980, I think it was before I was 10, I found out about Skinamax, and then 11 to 12, you started to get like the Playboy channel, and then the other adult Spice and True Blue and all that shit came to pass. And yeah, so that was the only thing I read a sneak to watch as a kid, was that kind of shit.
I was at a family member's, and it was like we were all there. It wasn't just me by myself, but they had one of those black boxes, and they were like, "Oh, you can go in and watch this wrestling pay-per-view." And my mom was like, "Oh yeah, go out in there and watch it." And my aunt was like, "Oh, you got to be careful. We got the Spice Channel." And my mom goes something about the Spice Channel. I'm like, "Is that like a cooking channel?" And I had already, I knew what it was at 12. I lied to my mom. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's cooking, Mom."
Yep.
But I forgot about the Spice Channel.
That is hilarious. What a blast from the past.
You know what the best part about that day though, Dion, is it was King of the Ring 2000. So by the end of the day, we were pirating a wrestling pay-per-view. That was the highlight of the day. So yeah, my ass was cheering on The Rock to beat Triple H one more time.
That's why I have all the old wrestling pay-per-views recorded, is from the old black box days, the NWA pay-per-views and stuff like that. I get them on Viewer's Choice pay-per-view. The good old days.
Yep.
It's weird. We live in an era where it's easier than ever to access anything you want in terms of entertainment, but it's hard to find stuff to watch because so much of it is crap.
Yep.
And then the other part is you have so many options of things you do like.
Yep.
So you're like, well, shit, what am I going to watch? And it's like, do I want to watch Starship Troopers? Do I want to watch Fifth Element? Do I want to watch Ghostbusters? And before you know it, you don't watch anything. I mean, I remember living in California, I spent 45 minutes looking for something on Netflix once, and that started an argument. So part of life.
That's how I ended up watching Melrose Place for 4 hours last night. I was like, I don't know what to watch. I was on Paramount. I'm like, ooh, continue watching Melrose Place. Yep, right here.
That's how
damn you, Mike.
I ended up watching the Trainwreck Storm Area 51 documentary last night.
They actually made a documentary about that?
They did on Netflix. There was something else I watched.
I'm going to watch it.
I watched first. I can't remember what. Oh, the Jose Mourinho thing. They put out Jose Mourinho 3-parter. And because I'm a soccer nerd, call me what you will, grass fairy, I don't give a shit. I watch mainly sports too, like rugby and football. And it popped up, and it's like, because you watched this, and it was the Woodstock train wreck and the Poop Cruise train wreck. It was Trainwreck Storm Area 51. I'm like, holy shit, that was more than what we learned about where these dumb shits were going to storm Area 51. And it goes pretty deep into it, to the point where the guy that made the original post is interviewed. It tells you the story about him. It tells you a story about the lady in Rachel, Nevada, which is like 75 miles north of here, and the shit she dealt with the storming Area 51. The FBI is interviewed. the Air Force is interviewed. The guy that is the commander of Area 51 is interviewed. They went way deeper than the silly shit we were reporting on 7 years ago about the storm Area 51. It was a good 90 minutes worth of entertainment, watching, because they had all these people that actually showed up. I was like, this is better than I thought it was. And the funny thing is, I remember us talking about the people storming Area 51 and how retarded they were, and that we were hoping they would actually do it so we could see the government turn the guns on them, because it doesn't matter who you are. If you storm an Air Force base or any military base for that matter, you're going to get shot. So don't do that. And yeah, it was pretty good going down that rabbit hole for 90 minutes last night watching that doc. I was like, I can't freaking believe it. And I told somebody at work about it. I'm like, hey, you like documentaries where you go down rabbit holes on silly shit? Watch the train wreck at Storm Area 51 when you get home tonight on Netflix.
Tell me it wouldn't have been funny to see a couple of dudes Naruto running just get picked off with like an M4 or some shit.
It absolutely would have been great.
Just see him get slimed in mid Naruto run, just whop, and they just hit the ground. It's like 4 or 5 of them. They just keep running because they ain't gonna know what's going on, and it'd be like one of those siege movies. You see him just dropping.
They're talking to the guy that's the commander of that area, like Area 51, like base or whatever. And he's like, their whole thing was, let's storm the Air Force base. They can't stop all of us. But we absolutely could. And we had authorization from the United States government to do so, because we're sworn to protect against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And we don't know who is in this crowd of, at this point, because it was when it was like 100,000, 200,000 people, that may actually be some nefarious agent that is with these people trying to blend in. We don't know who it is. Are we now going to create the largest mass shooting on American soil to ever occur? Possibly, because we're going to have to if they literally do this. And like the Air Force was like, yeah, we had no hangups. Like, and the guy's like, I had to have the uncomfortable conversation with my men that we may have to murder our fellow Americans. He's like, we're going to have to shoot our peers, because if they do this, we have to.
That's it too. It's like, it's a cute meme. Like that's it. It's a meme. It's funny, like on its, on its own. But yeah, when you have people taking it to the next level, actively getting ready to storm a United States military installation, that's not playtime anymore. That's not, hey, I broke a window at the local sheriff's department. No. That's big boy crime. And like you're talking about, you have military units that are like going to say, well, we don't want to do this, but
dude,
our hands are tied.
One day I was driving around Albuquerque while the wife was at her appointment, and I had to kill an hour. And I ended up almost driving to the entrance of Kirtland Air Force Base, and I panicked. I'm like, nope, I'm turning around. I'm not, because they will not let me in. And 2, I don't want to have to answer the questions. I got to get back. She's at her doctor appointment, getting her ultrasound. I've already saw the first one. I don't need to see the second. It's all good. I got to get out of here. And like, they had the flashing red and blue lights. Like, this is the entrance to an Air Force base. Come with ID or come hard, because either way, we're going to deal with you.
When we were scouting wedding reception locations, one of the ones we looked at was an officers club on a military base. And yeah, I had just I was not comfortable with that entry process one fucking bit. So yeah, that was while I do fully understand and respect the security protocols, not something I want to go through. And then after we did get married and come back from a honeymoon, that's when I got held up by Homeland Security for almost an hour. But that's another story.
Yeah, when I was in New Mexico, they were going to do a field trip to Kirtland Air Force Base, but because there were so many Filipino teachers there, like there was only like 5 of us on staff that actually had American passports that could go on to the base. So we were automatically tapped for this field trip that I didn't want to go on, because I'm like, I don't want to ride on a bus for 2 hours and then 2 hours back. Do I want to go to the Air Force Base? Absolutely, but not with these kids.
Yep.
And my wife's like, I want to go. I'm like, you don't have a blue passport that says United States of America. You're not a citizen. You cannot go.
You can't go yet.
It's like when they were racing at Coronado in San Diego on the Air Force Base, and me and Doof were wanting to go until we saw the tickets were ridiculous. My wife was like, "Oh my god, I want to go!" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "You cannot. They will not let you on that Air Force Base. You are not a citizen."
Yep.
I gotta watch that documentary.
Yeah, it's good.
See.
I know. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
So I think it might be time for you to go watch that now. I'm trying to see what's up with the chat. Let's see. Nothing new about what we're not able to watch. We hit the messages. Liberty Bibberty does suck. Yes, the Breaking Bad theme should cue right now. Yeah. There we go. The undiscovered pickle fucker. Thank you.
There you go.
You made it on.
The Wrath of Pickle Fucker.
Oh, damn it. Dion stepped away. I was going to ask him, does he think The Rock's career is over because he's trying to be a or a musician now?
Jesus Christ. When I saw that pop up, I was like, the first person I thought of was you guys. I was going to send it to the Wrestle chat, but I saw you guys were talking about extremely depressing topics involving a massive storm in the air. I'm like, this might not be the right time. I'll just send it to the channel chat specifically. And yeah.
Well, that storm, I got stuck on it. I don't mean like I was driving. I was walking, and then the tornado hit, and I had to take shelter in an ice cream parlor.
There's worse places to be stuck.
Yeah, but I was soaked. I felt terrible because I was soaked from trying to get in there, and so where I sat, I created this giant, and I mean giant puddle. I was like, oh, I should buy something, but it was too cold for ice cream.
Did The Rock and Batista both turn into old lesbians?
Yes.
Yep.
What the hell?
Dion, I wanted to ask your thoughts now that The Rock is going to be a musician instead of an actor. I think it's because he killed his career in record time, but what do you guys say?
Yeah, I think he's just biding time so he can come back. I think, in terms of what's the official Hollywood phrase, he's sidestepping to let public opinion cool off a little bit. So I'm not surprised at all. He's gonna. I can see him riding the Rock concert till the wheels fall off. Till he'll do some other damn movie that he thinks is gonna bring him back.
I don't know, man. Like the way he is, like clearly off the gas and is slimmed down to that point. I'm worried that if like he gets a role in a movie or they want him to come back to wrestling to pop the crowd over in Saudi or something for Saudi Mania, he gets back on the gas. We could be talking about heart attack Rock.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
That's a real possibility because he was huge, clearly on the gas because he was over 50, and now he's like this,
He looks deflated.
He's got to get back that muscle mass, and the only way he can do it, it's definitely not eating buffalo and chicken whites like he claims and clanging and banging twice a day. He's got to get back on that gas, and I don't think the heart can only take so much.
I can't wait till he goes to In-N-Out Burger again for the first time.
For the first time, for the last time. It's weird too. You brought The Rock, like in terms of his size. When he was a wrestler, he wasn't as big as he was like right before he shrunk down. Like he was big, but he wasn't like Batista big or big. I mean, he had to get breast reduction surgery once, so he wasn't like the most cut thing on the planet. But I just saw this and I thought, man, you might be almost a billionaire, but you are like. He's one step ahead of Will Smith, I think, in terms of public opinion. Yep. But I think the internet wants to push him in that direction because I guess because he lies? I don't know. I don't watch his movies, so.
I just don't understand how you could have that much money and fame and still be so desperate for approval.
Uh-huh.
Like, if you hand me $1 million tomorrow, I'm like, well, that's that. I mean, nowadays isn't his life. You hand me $10 million tomorrow, you ain't never hearing from me again. I'm like, I don't care. I'm retired. I am debt free. And
I just want to hear thank you.
Oh, I mean, yes. If you personally hand me 10, you will definitely get thank yous, Jeff. And you will still hear from me. And Dion will. You guys, my friends, will still hear from me. But I mean, like the general public, these people in the chat at work. No, they ain't hearing from me no more. I'm retired and I'm living in Mount Charleston somewhere, or I'm going to Kaczynski it in a fucking cabin in Idaho. I don't know, but I'm done. It's like, I don't need the money. I don't need the approval. I don't need nothing. I'm good.
I think I'd still do this show He gave me $10 million.
10 million, I'd only be doing this and then hanging out, chilling.
That's yeah. That maybe that's what I would do. I'd just be like, I got nothing to do until Thursday night.
I think a lot of what is wrong, quote unquote, with The Rock now is it's the need for approval. It's a lot of and I say this like strictly from a psychological standpoint, like insecurity mixed with narcissism. It speaks to a lot of that, and anybody in that position has some degree of that. You do. It's a given. There's some, because like you said, the way he constantly needs approval, that's some he's got a lot of shit going on in his head, and he's got publicists and people telling him what to say. And I'm not saying that this shit he says isn't his fault, because he's a grown ass man at the end of the day.
That's fucking carny mentality, man.
Yep. And that's what it
wrestler
is.
Shit. He's got to get his shit in.
My thing is the constant praise and like the constant thanking. He's like, I'm so blessed. It's like, dude, you're too much. Just shut your mouth, essay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think the big thing was he thought that he was at that superstar mode where it's like, hey, he's Tom Cruise, he's Tom Hanks, he's Denzel. He's like, everything I touch turns to gold, and then he came back to earth. So, and then he just, like you said, he was constantly portraying this character where I'm The Rock. Listen, everything is beautiful, and I'm so thankful, and this is another royal family, and we're power, desire, and eat steaks every night. And it's like, dude, you're coming off as a very, very old version of Hollywood that just is not. It's just passe now.
Plus,
people
those guys
don't
are actually good actors.
Yeah, people don't want to see the public persona, especially when, the shit, a lot of the shit that you're doing isn't good. We get it. You want to win. The next step for you is the Oscar and the branding after that. We get it. It's obvious, dude. This guy just happened to, I talked to your mom and she signed this book and it's a program with your dad on it. And he goes, oh my gosh, thank you. I was like, oh, this dude just happened to fucking be able to get to, you know what I mean? Like, stop doing this, Clark Gable impersonation for this generation, dude. Like, you're not, people don't act like that.
If I want to meet him so I can call him out on his bullshit.
Hypothetical. Let's say they remake Schindler's List. Beat for beat, exact same movie, but instead of Spielberg directing it, The Rock directs it. Would he still win an Oscar?
No,
no, he ain't winning. No, man.
They'd be like, "No, Spielberg is different. You were The Rock. Yeah, it's a great movie. Exact same movies before that won the Academy Award, but
here's the thing with The Rock: he's never gonna get the Oscar, and I don't know why.
He might get those lifetime ones, like what's his fuck Medea got.
Oh yeah, I think Harrison Ford's getting one of those, but he deserves it.
Real Oscar.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a trophy, Pat. It's a trophy, bud. You got that trophy. You got that gold trophy.
It counts for Harrison Ford. Putting it out there.
True.
No, I'm gonna say is like he's in that rarefied air of like top 4 wrestlers of all time, and then instead of just doing all this dumb crap in Hollywood, he kind of tainted the wrestling too. Then Hollywood's tainted. Now he goes to music. Is there anywhere like you think The Rock will ever start a podcast?
Oh yeah.
Sounds like
how
he's
fake
just
would
all
that show
Kate.
be?
It'd be so fake. It would be. Listen, the only difference between Rock and Punk right now is that The Rock is The Rock. It's just his podcast would be so corporatized.
Yeah,
it would be boring. And like, oh, today we're here to talk to one of my closest friends, a guy who I respect.
Just Snyder.
We're just neighbors. It's Vander Holyfield. Oh, I was a huge. Oh my god, back in the '90s, like it would just be corporatized. Like he's the Mr. Rock, and it's oh my god, dude, talk like like you became a big deal again when you were just being cool, man. You're just so uncool and corporate.
You know, it's funny you bring up the podcast thing with him because The Undertaker is apparently getting ready to get out of his because Michelle McCool, his wife, ruined it because she's an insufferable bint, as the Brits say. And so I see an opening there for a Rock WWE TKO sponsored podcast, and
that I
in the
won't
eyes,
listen
to. Exactly, because it just like you said, it would be corporatized and it would be sterile and it would be boilerplate and boring.
What if Conrad was the host and it was, Conrad and The Rock? Like,
I don't need any more.
You got your dick pill commercials. You got your Save with Conrad commercials. You got The Rock lying about shit. It would be perfect.
I was going to say, I own a home. I don't need any more Save with Conrads.
I
don't need dick pills.
God, they
my favorite was the train one. Was that for Nitsa?
Yeah,
if you see a train on the tracks, don't race the train. no shit.
It's like, I've never seen a train come. It's like, I bet I can make it. It's always been like, I don't want to get hit by that fucking thing. I'm gonna stay here at the fucking, crossing with the red lights. No, I'm not racing the train.
I just wanted to ask you guys that. We had a couple more messages rolling. First off, Adama, thank you very much for your very generous super chat. Adama says, hey guys, what does everyone think of Zilla Fatu's debut in NXT? We'll go from one Samoan to another. Have you guys caught NXT this week?
I didn't watch the show. I watched the clip after hearing that he debuted. I mean, it looked cool. I'm excited. I thought he looked pretty. He looked pretty damn cool, man. It was kind of, it was a standard coming in and attack somebody. I think it was Mike Santana he attacked, or he's Mike Cruz, Santana Cruz now. But I thought it looked pretty damn good, man. I'm excited for him.
Whatever happened. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I watched him do a dark match in WWE last June in Grand Rapids. He's cut his hair since then because his hair was really long. I've watched some of his indie stuff, in the bigger promotions he's worked in outside of WWE. I think he looks good. I mean, we've got a bunch of Samoans now. So let's do something with him. Yeah, I think, I haven't seen I didn't watch WrestleMania. I didn't watch SummerSlam.
You didn't miss much in WrestleMania.
No. I watched the highlights and I'm like, nah, I can't with this. But I'll watch highlights of this because I've seen him work in person and I don't mind the guy. Like I said, as long as they give him something good and his gimmick strong, because he's a big guy, make him look strong, make him a monster, give him a good backstory, and let's see what you do with the kid.
Yeah, like, I don't watch wrestling anymore, but you can't bring him in and be like, already with the name Fatu, we already know. Samoan, He's with that lineage. He can't come out and be like, eat, and all that stuff. And like, it's like, this is welcome to, NST, something Samoan, whatever they call it. Like, he's got to be doing something slightly different. Like fucking not Tamatonga, Jacob Fatu, the one with the fucking scraggly hair.
Yep.
He came out. He didn't do bloodline shit. He just did his own shit, and it's like, okay, well, at least that's different.
Yeah, I like the Samoan lineage. I'm over the bloodline. I don't really care about what Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns and any of the Usos are up to. Now this guy, I'll give him a fair shake because at some point I liked all the wrestlers minus Roman Reigns that I just named. So I don't have anything against him. I just don't really want to see the same, like all Samoan wrestlers back in the day were like fresh off the boat type of shit. They didn't wear shoes. They were all the old stereotypes. Nowadays, they're all kind of the same again. They're like mildly from the hood, but they're Samoan, so it's whatever. And
they've evolved, Jeff.
They've evolved.
They're no longer from the island. They're from the ghetto. It's different.
All right. Talking about the ghetto. Anyway, what I want to know is how long until this guy starts wearing Jordans and acting like the rest of the Samoans, or will he be different? Like Umaga was different, or like
It depends on who makes that phone call to Triple H.
If
it's nobody, then he'll get his own thing. If The Rock calls in a special favor, he'll come out with Jordan's hanging out with the Usos.
I was wondering what the rate of exchange was from Samoan to Black on the gimmicks, because I'm like, why are all the Samoans like that? Just it got me. I'm like, why?
I mean, we'll take them, man. I ain't mad about it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Are we having another race
as
draft?
long as they're on my side.
The Black Commission drafts every Samoan wrestler.
and are you guys taking Haku because he's still one of the most terrifying men on earth?
Absolutely. You take Haku.
Yeah, you take Haku.
Because if you take his kids and you don't take Haku, he's gonna beat your ass. You gotta take him.
Everybody, and I always liked Haku just because he was a badass villain, and it's like he's just one of those guys. I love listening to the podcast where the guys talking about, oh yeah, well this Haku did this, or like I listened to the Big Show talk about. I think it was Big Show. Yeah, Haku kept beating his ass during like one of the World War III battle royals, and Big Show was going from ring to ring, and everywhere he was at, Haku would show up and chop the shit out of him. And Big Show was like, God damn, I think we got heat, because he was like Daisy Fresh then. And they got to the back, and he's like, Mr. Haku, sir, he goes, did I do something to offend you? He goes, do we have heat? And Haku's like, hell no, kid. He goes, the cameras were on you. That's why I kept going where you were.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's freaking you. And that's so like, it seems so weird for Haku to say that, but it's like, he's like, yeah, he goes, I want to be on camera. He goes, I followed the guy who, I think that was when he entered. I can't remember if that's when Big Show won or the Giant back then, but I'm like, that's just kind of funny that Haku is like, yeah, he goes, no, we don't have heat. He goes, I was just following you because the cameras.
I wanted to be on TV.
Yep. That's freaking savvy right there, bro. That's savvy. That's a veteran move. I respect it.
I'd never mess with Haku. He'll pull your eyeball out.
Or bite your nose off.
Yeah, dude. Wrestling, some of these guys you do not mess with. Now,
that's back when wrestlers were outlaws. That's
how long until you think
rock stars?
Yep.
How long until you think that mentality in the business dies? Because so many people are like weird.
See,
that mentality.
Just about every wrestler nowadays is born in the late '90s. At least give it 10 years.
No, that trust me. In the locker rooms I'm in now, there's very few guys that have been punched in the face in reality. And I don't mean in a ring, I mean in a shoot. Like they ain't been punched in the face. It's like I tell them, I was like, there's a reason my fucking beak is crooked. Like I've been punched in the face many times. Like you kids don't understand, they don't. They want to get into the business. This is what I always laugh with, see kids get into businesses. They get in the business because they want to be a tough guy. I'm like, you want to be a fucking tough guy? Go fight MMA. Those motherfuckers are tough. We're actors. We're tough. We're stuntmen. We put our bodies through shit, but we're not trying to hurt each other. It's a dance. We're putting a performance on, with a very slim margin of error. So you want to be tough, go somewhere else. Not everybody's character gets to be Billy Badass. Right now, for our big match at Samurai Slam, we're playing in fucking comedy spots for it, because every other match on the card is a big blood feud. And it's like, we're a 6-man intergender match. It's like, let's make this fun. We're going to get like me and Tiger, the main story. We're going to do our deal, but it's like, let's give the crowd a good, fun show at first. Like, let's light them up, So it's a lot of psychology that goes into the characters. And unfortunately, at the level that Zilla's at now, I mean, he has creative input, but they're more or less going to gently nudge him. I mean, I can hear it now. Hey, kid, we want you to do this. I don't want to see. No, I don't want to see him get. Yeah, I don't want to see him get pigeonholed in something that's going to be counterproductive to his development, both as a in-ring performer and as a character. That's what I don't want to see. Just looking at it, from an analyst perspective, I guess.
Yeah, no, I can dig it. I mean, I liked him. I didn't really know of him until he was in MLW.
Yep.
And then obviously before Triller started fucking over promotions that they were supposed to be paying, I was watching MLW, and then he won their World Heavyweight Championship. And I think he's good enough where I think he can survive a little bit of the WWE machine. and listen, and I'm just as critical as you guys, especially of the birds and the bees, man. But I will say so far, Shawn Michaels is the guy that's the head of NXT. So I'm and there is going to be very much a degree of the Shawn Michaels. What that was great. That's great. But you got to remember, you want to make a connection. You want to make and there's going to be a bit of that for him. But I think he could adjust well. He can adjust well. They seem to be doing a decent job of those quasi main event guys down in NXT. Tony D'Angelo is starting to get formulaic. He's
been there for a minute too.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there for a minute.
Yeah, he's been in NXT for a while, so and he's still kind of, again, not necessarily lighting the world on fire on the microphone. But I think Zilla's going to be good enough, or whatever his name's going to be. I think he can survive a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Adama. When Zilla Fought 2 debuts on the main roster, I'm probably going to watch him. Because this past week, I didn't watch Raw. Dude, SummerSlam I had a great time with you and the family, Dion, but SummerSlam was so just okay, and the state of wrestling is pretty garbage that after we watched the SummerSlam after Raw, I was like, I'm good for a while. So this week, didn't watch it. Probably not going to watch it next week. Maybe if The Rock's old ass shows up, I'll watch it again, but I don't know why I can't love wrestling like I used to, man. But
I don't blame you. It's definitely a different spot. We watched this this past Raw. It was it was boring. It was very much on in the background because it started off good and then it just got slow and we were all just kind of half. We were really only watching for Solo Sikoa, but the way they ended that shit, it's just like, okay, we're doing the exact same shit again. Okay, so you ain't missing shit right now. We're half paying attention in the Green household too until things get somewhat interesting. My ass is half watching AEW too. So everything is very just meh right now.
That's why I'm watching Unforgiven 2000 currently.
Nice.
It's
nice.
It's okay. Xavier to God says, who's faker and lies more, Hogan or The Rock?
Well,
Hogan
doesn't lie anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
he lies in the ground.
He's lying in state.
I think
overall Hogan. But
The
Rock could definitely take that mantle away from him. He's still got time.
He's got time.
Oh yeah, plenty of time.
I was gonna say,
outside of In-N-Out Burger stuff, like I know there's that fakeness, but what is he making up? Because I only hear
he's lied about eating candy.
Then he was lying. I guess he had said some shit about the final bit of 40.
Oh, I guess I just don't pay enough attention to this dude because I don't know any of the shit he ever says.
Lies about his diet. Claims to eat 12,000 calories a day. It's like there's no fucking way.
It's impossible.
It's like you're not Elvis. Okay, he can do it.
Yeah, diet thing is nuts.
Do you think The Rock was the lead singer? Or sorry, The Rock was the bass player for Metallica? Because I have it on good authority. Hulk Hogan was.
I was just going to bring that up. I was like, did The Rock ever claim to be in Metallica?
Hogan never claimed to be in Metallica. He claimed he was offered the job, but clearly Jason Newsome was way better.
The Rock was going to be the third member of Milli Vanilli at one point.
Or the third member of the NWO.
No, that was going to be Mabel.
Oh, okay. It's got to be Mabel. Dean.
But whose side is he on? I don't know.
Yeah. Bobby Heenan fucked that.
He was big enough. He was big enough. Mabel was big enough to be on both sides at the same time.
He was both sides and around.
The world's largest love machine. Big Daddy B.
Yeah. Dude. My favorite story about him, though, Dion, is when we were in college hanging out with Nicole, and she goes, "Who's Big Daddy 5?" And we just laughed our asses off.
Well, see, there was 4 other Big Daddies, and he's the 5th one.
Big Daddy 4 begat Big Daddy 5.
Yeah,
I prefer Big Daddy 3 myself, but we're not going to go.
He's the 5th Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy 7 is where it's at.
In the long line of Big Daddies, he is the 5th to hold the mantle. Tune in next week for Masterpiece Theater. I'm George Plimpton. Good night.
We got... Thank you, Xavier to God again. He says The Rock was bigger in the 2010s than he was in the 90s, and The Rock was never portrayed as a strongman like Cena, Lesnar, Kane, Henry, Batista, etc. So here's the thing, though. Like, I don't know how you would say it in, like, geek shit, but, like, power rankings. Because back in the day, it was like Undertaker, Big Show, and Kane were the strongest dudes. But The Rock, Triple H, and Stone Cold could beat them, and it wasn't like a thing for, like, those guys were not the biggest guys, but they could always wrestle them. But you didn't have like a Lesnar. You had Brock Lesnar himself, but in the Attitude Era, you didn't have a guy like that. It was more character and story based. Also, too, Mark Henry, his career wasn't great until he was the World's Strongest Man. That
the Hall of Pain tour.
That's what it was. Yeah,
yeah. Because I was going to say, Mark Henry was the first one I remember them. You know, the whole gimmick was how strong he was. He was the world's strongest man. That was like there was they would talk about the power and things like that, all this stuff. But Mark Henry's the first one I remember. Like the entire gimmick, the entire thing that they pushed on TV was how fucking strong he was. Kane didn't really get that. Like they never did they portray Kane as this big powerhouse? He was just a big red machine that was
Kane
indestructible, kind of like the Undertaker was in early. He was just indestructible.
He was, and
remember his debut, he rips the door off the cell.
Yep. Yeah, he ripped the door off the Hell in a Cell.
But that's just because he's a demon. He's the devil's favorite demon, to be exact.
But they always played up how big he was. Giving those. I got to deliver my first choke slam in my last match, and I did too. I slapped it on, looked at him, went up, and I let him go. As soon as we start going down, you let go, because that just lets the person taking it control the bump more. So he's like, because I called before the match, so I'm a choke slam. He goes, "You're not gonna go down with me, are you?" I'm like, "No, baby. I said, I'm gonna put you down nice and easy." I said, "It's gonna look like I murder you, but I said, just sell it like you got shot with a 12 gauge." He's like, "All right." We went up.
Here's fucking Pete ruining the business.
And I just said, "Get you." Hey, it's entertainment. We gotta let the people behind the curtain watch WW Unreal and listen to Stephanie's podcast. I don't know. I just
dude, here. I heard a rumor. Obviously, it's fake, but somebody's trying to propagate that they're getting a divorce, Triple H and Stephanie. And I was like, even if they do, I wouldn't care anymore. He's already in there. He achieved his mission.
Yeah,
he got in the company. He owns that shit.
Yeah, he busted those doors in at least 3 times.
Yeah,
he broke the glass walls. I mean ceiling.
Yeah.
The mating call, the sugar walls. Dion knows all about that.
Yep. And a snatcher, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, they got Triple H.
And they got
I love that the only thing that could get him off steroids was his wife wanting to get pregnant. It's like, I gotta listen to Steph.
And even then, he was like, "But Steph, I'm about to get another major push.
It's my 15th world title reign, honey. I need to be
dad likes it when I'm big.
It's the reign of terror too.
Your dad likes big sweaty men now."
Dude, I know that there's been these actually guys online that have tried to tell you that the reign of terror wasn't that bad, but it sucked.
It was fucking awful. It was awful.
It makes me glad I was not watching wrestling at the time. Every time I watch about stuff like that, I'm like, man, I'm so glad I tapped out around 2001 for a bit.
It was awful.
Yeah, the reign of terror to me starts when Triple H is literally handed the title belt by Eric Bischoff. He goes, "I need a new champion. Here you go." And I was 13, going on 14. I was like, "This is lame." I said other words, and I turned it off. And I didn't stop watching wrestling, but like I hated watching it at an early age, but I kept watching it. Like when they did that shit, Triple H versus Kane for the mask, that was garbage. Here's the dumbest thing they did with Triple H. Oh, Triple H needs to get a win over Rob Van Dam. So we're going to unify the Intercontinental and the world title so Triple H can have a more powerful world title. Like, what the fuck was that shit? That was terrible, dude. So many bad booking decisions.
It was bullshit. And then the fact that, and he can say whatever he wants, and the Triple H defenders can say whatever he wants. It didn't make any sense. And yeah, that's before we even get to the Booker T at 19 thing. When you
don't get me started.
specifically set the story up so that the bad guy loses, and
Well,
Triple H would
people
just
like
win.
him just aren't world champions, Dion.
Oh my god, it drives me crazy. I hate that. It's just like,
go
dude,
shine his shoes.
shit.
Carry my bags.
My bags need to be brought in.
I love to listen to Bruce Pritchard try and excuse that storyline. Like on his show, he would be like, "No, it wasn't racism, and no, it definitely wasn't a cross we crucified Stephanie on. Like, no, it's just a symbol." It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I love him, but goddamn.
Oh, the Booker T storyline still makes me angry to this day. It's like, you were not talking about WCW, bro. Like, when you said people like you were not talking about former WCW talents, Hunter. Let's be
bullshit.
Let me just call you Paul in this fucking instance, bud. That's not what you meant.
Right.
That's not what. And then you beat, dude. And I'm a heel. I've been a heel for freaking 12 years. I'm like,
He's exposing the business again.
At the end of that storyline, that should have ended Booker T going over clean, spin-a-rooney, title in hand. But no, eat a pedigree and eat the fucking pinfall, kid.
Dude,
like
the 35 seconds between the pedigree and the pinfall is the part that pisses me off.
Yep.
I wanted Booker T to win back then. I still look back and think he should have won because he wouldn't be a world champion for what? 3 more years? And it was a really slow 3 years. He had that bullshit with Kurt Angle and Sharmell about, I want to have bestiality sex with your wife, Booker. Like, that was a storyline. That was lame. But all of it doesn't bother me as much as the pedigree. They're out. Count to 35. Then go to count the pinfall. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
That made Booker T look like a chump.
Yep.
Not
and
the loss.
He deserved so much better that, and that's what I loved about the end of WCW. Say one about how bad it was. You finally got Booker T in the spot that he wanted because Vince Russo was like, "You deserve to be here. You've deserved it for a long time. Here you go." And it was it was Steiner that put him over for it, I believe. But yeah, Booker didn't get any respect in WWE for years, and it was. And I hated the King of the Ring thing at that point, but when he did the King Booker gimmick and he got it over and he fucking just leaned into it, bop with the pin. SmackDown 07, he comes out as King Booker, and I absolutely love that because I'm like, this dude reinvented himself and completely like leaned into it, and it was cool because he got to do it with his wife. And yeah, man, that was a good career renaissance for him, and he did well in TNA. He made his bag in TNA. He had some good matches. He got to reunite with some of the old boys from WCW. And speaking of Triple H burying Booker T, and then there was the WrestleMania incident where he buried Sting, the last remaining WCW guy he didn't get to bury, and of course he has to go over on him. It's like, I hate you so much.
Which made absolutely no sense, especially since the NWO came to help Sting.
Yeah, the NWO helping Sting. We were sitting there watching that going like, wait, what? Why? Because it's all my buddies that we watched WCW together. And we were watching that going like, what the hell is this?
Dude, Dion and I were there in the crowd and we looked at each other. What the hell is this?
Yep. It was so stupid, dude. Oh, God. Fucking Triple H, man. He just could not help himself.
This is why when everybody makes excuses for that jabroni, I always call him out because it's Triple H, man.
Yep.
Xavier DeGod asks, what are your thoughts on the AJ Styles Sun stuff? I get when Pete comes back, we'll ask him. I understand that wrestling people you're supposed to pay your dues, but like, I've been friends with a wrestling promotion and the people that work in it and stuff, and there's like a certain, what's the right word I'm looking for? Entitlement. Some of these guys carry like. Now, Pete, what do you think of the AJ Styles Sun thing? I probably have a different angle than you.
Oh, he's absolutely fine. And I'm saying this as a wrestler who has had to set up and tear down. They didn't book him to come in and set up and tear down a ring. They booked him because he's AJ Styles' kid. And that may sound shitty, But in terms of being in the business, nah, you gotta you don't book somebody like that who he's not a name himself, but he's still AJ Styles' kid. The promoters shouldn't make him set up and tear down, move chairs. He shouldn't have to push a broom. That's the way it goes with that. Trust me.
That's how I feel.
And that's
Like,
the exact same sentiment that the promoter I work for shared. He goes, if I booked him, he ain't doing shit. He's coming in. He's getting the fucking red carpet rolled out, just like when Jack Vaughn came in for us. You think we're going to make Jack Vaughn set up chairs? And he's not AJ Styles' kid. He's he's made his bones on the indie getting over with his reels. And he's a damn good wrestler. And he's a very nice guy. And he's funny. And he's super cool to have backstage. But you don't book people like that and make them come in and do the shit that we do. Like, I set up chairs, I move chairs, I sweep the floors, I pick up garbage and water bottles in the gorilla position in the locker room. I'm there till 3 a.m. the night of every fucking show. And I've been in for 17 years, but my dad's not a fucking, a world-renowned wrestler, and I've never been to the dance. So I do what all indie wrestlers should do. That's just respect.
I'm going to come to your show and make a bigger mess.
It can't be worse than some of the kids.
Throw it on the fucking floor. Be like, yeah, Pete, let's go.
God damn it.
Our friend Adama, thank you very much again. He says, Solo Sikoa is on a great babyface run right now, but they're teasing him going back to the bloodline, and I absolutely hate the idea. Yeah, I like Solo right now. Theon, how do you feel about him?
I love Solo. It's a whole family thing for us to be like, I love you, Solo. Like, we're big Solo people. Yeah, I'm hoping this is a swerve. I do not want to see him go back to the bloodline.
I want the bloodline to die. Like, not literally, because I don't dislike those dudes, but can something happen? You know what we could do to kill the bloodline? We bring back The Rock, and The Rock takes over the bloodline, and then the fans will hate it. That's how you get rid of the bloodline. Yep. People go, I hate this shit.
Absolutely.
It'll have.
He just cuts one promo. Do you think if he continues to annoy people, The Rock will get X-Pac heat in the real world?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, these last few bombs, and these last few incidents, man, I could see it. I can see it. And plus, if he keeps doing the Rock smile thing, like, God, stop smiling at me, God damn it.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's my one thing, because it's like the character. I mean, I guess we have to separate the wrestler from the character, but no, I don't want to. He doesn't smile. He just scowls and raises his eyebrow and lays whoops your ass. I'm gonna smile and hang out with everybody and ask you how church went. Like, shut your mouth, Rock. I don't care.
Be cool,
but,
man.
Yeah, but now with Solo, I'd like him to stay what he's doing right now. But wrestling has this propensity to ruin shit, as it's still pretty good.
Yep.
Xavier to God, thank you very much. He says, some people believe HBK's Christianity is a work. I've heard enough people say that he's still the same asshole that I'm like, it's like this. You hear all these Triple H stories and you hear all these Shawn Michaels stories, but you never hear the flip side of what a great guy they are unless it's people that work for the company. You don't hear Jim Cornette say, well, Triple H is misunderstood. He's actually got a heart of gold. No. And it's not even him. It could be Maven. It could be anybody. And they always have the same stories about these people pop up. And I'm of the mind that if the same story keeps getting told across decades by different people, the person hasn't changed. The Emperor is still not wearing any clothes. So I think Triple H or Shawn Michaels stuff, I'm sure he's done good stuff. I'm sure he's not on drugs like he used to be and all this. But I'm sure he's still got the ego about himself. And he's probably still a dick. So...
What are you talking about?
I just always chalk it up. Listen, always take everything when it comes to carnies with a grain of salt. I'm always going to give someone the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Especially if the person they are supposed to be and they're showcasing themselves as very virtuous. All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But again, he's still Shawn Michaels. I would, if that were to come out, I would not be surprised. At the same time, I'm not saying that that's the case at all, but yeah, man, you always assume, there's going to be a dash of salt when it comes to carnies, man, because they get
carnies
the characters
are always working.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the carny code.
Always assume that they're trying to work you, man. Every single time. I mean, the shit with with Ric Flair, he tried to call out his ex-girlfriend and then immediately does an apology. That dude is constantly trying to work some bullshit. You know what I mean? And it's just like, always assume that with a Carney. Always.
Xavier God says, did you guys see the Undertaker's new podcast is done? Yeah. And I think it's been done since they got rid of the original co-host. That guy, that's when the show was good.
Yep. Because Michelle McCool is just so uninteresting.
Yeah.
Bro, she was uninteresting as a pro wrestler.
And how's Taker supposed to tell road stories with his wife there? You can't
do
that.
Exactly.
You can't fucking do that. That ain't no fun because you got to censor everything you say because your wife is there at that point. So you can't talk about the old days before her.
And you all know women get mad at you about things that happened weeks ago, and they will definitely get mad at you about things that happened before you even knew her.
Oh, those bitches turn into historians. Let's go back 85 million years. It's like a freaking PBS documentary.
I'm gonna be mad at you about something that happened in 2008. Like, fuck, that was 20 years ago. I didn't even know you.
Well, we're always guilty and we're always wrong. So, Tanneroo. I like this name. Tanneroo says, I used to piss my bed nightmare scared of the Red Bull from the last unicorn. All 80s, baby. Unicorn. Have you guys seen that?
No.
1982 film. Of course, my internet wants to be slow right now as I go to look up something. Here we go. Oh. All right. I can see why this movie would induce nightmare. What is this? A Japanese animation, probably imported to America back in the day.
Yep.
I'll do it.
Let's see what it looks like. Actually looks pretty cool, but I can definitely see why this would give any kid nightmares. Look at the eyes on that thing.
Yeah.
Got those dead eyes.
They should re-release this movie as this Red Bull won't give you wings. It'll just kill you. There you go. I think it'll sell like 3 tickets. But thank you, Tanneroo. I might add this to my list. Let's see if it's streaming anywhere. Because Dion, you gonna watch The Last Unicorn? It's on Amazon Prime.
I'm watching it.
It's got a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. A fantasy about the last remaining unicorn on Earth who leaves her home in the lilac woods in the hope that she finds another unicorn somewhere in the world.
At least she's not going to Candy Mountain. Going to Candy Mountain will fuck anybody up that's my age.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's always, now it's added to my list. It's always good to find something new to watch. So, guys, we have almost hit that 3-hour mark, which means we are well past our bedtimes. So, folks, thank you for watching. We'll be back next time with more. I have some new videos in production. I've been working on that series that I've been talking about for a while now, and I got another episode written and lined up. So I'm in production mode for all this stuff. I'm working on the next book, and I got an advertising campaign coming your way for this one. So I haven't even really started it promoting Stealing Solo 2, but I'll start, and you won't be able to go anywhere without seeing it. We might even show up in Times Square one day. If only we had $350,000 for an ad. No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. Anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ball sack.
So, folks, ball sack it is. That is the word of the day next week. Shrubbles wait. Remember it. So, folks, thank you for watching. We'll be back next time with more. In the meantime, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
My name is Jeff.